Louis, I got to show off your Quaaludes on the mic.
No, it's generic.
Ecstasy.
No, Jesus. What's loratadine? It's Claritin.
Painkiller? Oh no, allergy medication.
Yeah, it's generic. I just said
Clorox.
it. Claritin. Clorox. It's generic bleach. That's what it is.
You mean the manga?
Yes.
It's pretty generic. You know what I'm saying.
Is that still going?
No, it ended and had a rush shitty ending.
Is that what? Oh yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, okay. The fact that I forgot that.
If you ever care,
proves-
literally almost everyone's ships that they wanted in Bleach didn't happen, and then the series just ends.
Is that really the biggest problem with it, or no?
No, it was
cool.
The actual. Well, that's a problem. But it.
It's just bad.
I talked about it before, but I always shout out the best anime YouTuber to ever exist, Super Bunny Hop.
Okay.
Made a really good half-hour video on how Bleach was the hottest shit ever when it came out.
I remember.
And he talks about the story of how the creator Taite Kubo kind of lost interest in it, and how it was losing popularity and losing sales. And he retired from it for a little bit. And how the last volume of it was rushed, basically. Jumps you got to finish it. And a couple chapters or else.
That's what happened. Okay.
That's all you got. So it's
I never really watched Bleach. I already explained this. The way I watched Bleach was the way I think everyone should watch Bleach is
watching the bad fillers on Toonami when you're in middle school.
Just whenever it was on, I'd be like, oh, cool.
Because Bleach,
people are fighting. Cool.
Naruto has a legendary amount of filler in it. Bleach doesn't even. Bleach has way more filler.
Yeah.
Most of the show is filler.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever saw a canonical mainline episode.
That's honestly probably likely for a lot of people who watched it casually.
I think I saw the first 2 episodes and then all filler.
The
after
last episode I saw of Bleach was they were still running it on Toonami. I think when they first premiered Attack on Titan in English on Toonami.
Whoa!
And they're still showing Bleach because whatever.
Why?
Because reruns. Because they have the live license, so why not run it? Because you paid for it already. And the episode that was almost oh, it's a beach episode. Cool.
That's so great.
Sweet. I don't know anything about this fucking series. And moving on.
Yeah.
Bleach used to be kind of cool.
Hey guys, this is the last episode podcast. My name is Lewis.
Hi, I'm Andres, and I'm the sick one this time.
Yeah.
I think a series first, I'm the sick one.
Because I kissed him on the mouth real good and coughed inside of his ear, and then
that
it
didn't
got real
happen.
sick.
It was way more explicit than that.
It was way worse. Way more fluid than that.
Way more screaming involved than that.
Not from either of us. All right.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to talk about.
Determine that how you will.
What? Oh, determine that how. That's what you said. We have a lot to talk about.
We don't. We just have a lot to talk about on one topic.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Star Wars talk. A lot of thoughts. So many thoughts. But first,
mainly prayers.
I want to shout out 2 companies that. One that I knew was good boy, and one that I learned is a good boy.
EA and Activision.
Yes, all good boys. No, Nintendo and Humble. So, first I'll do the Nintendo one. This week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, my left Joy-Con stopped working. The left joystick, the joystick started drifting around and wouldn't center right. I did the test and recalibration, and I did all the things you're supposed to do. Looked up on the internet, and people said, yeah, that happens sometimes. Call Nintendo, they'll fix it for you. They'll give you a free shipping label and you're good to go. So I did. I called and they said, okay, yeah, but since it's holidays, it's going to take about 4 weeks, probably, maybe more.
Yeah, that was even standard. I think even before that actually used to be the old standard before. I think for the Wii was like that.
Yeah,
it's 4 to 6 weeks was the standard for
fix
your DS.
They told me 3 to 4, but it would probably take more because of
holiday rush. Yeah,
so I was like, oh, whatever, I'll do. I even said on the phone I'm only doing this because it's free.
Yeah,
I said that on the phone because no.
It's worth it because if they can't fix it, they just give you a new one for free.
Yeah, and so here's what happened. I went to they printed out the shipping label, went to UPS, gave it to them, and that was all good. 3 days later, I get in the mail without any warning a new Joy-Con. 3 days later, I got a new Joy-Con right now in my Switch.
Is it the same color and everything?
Yeah, it's just a new gray Joy-Con. I know it's new because on my left Joy-Con, some of the metal on the rail got peeled off a little bit, and so when I got this one. Didn't have it. Also, it felt all matted and nice, and it works fine. So they just gave me a new one without any warning.
You should have lied and asked for one of the cool colors.
I know, right?
Because they're so expensive.
I should have said I had the Mario red one.
There's an ad for hey, mix and match your colors with your Joy-Cons, and I'm like, have you looked at those prices,
I know.
Nintendo?
Yeah, they're $80. It's $80 for a pair of Joy-Cons.
I can't even afford to buy an extra set of them for friends.
They're more than a video game.
Yeah.
No, but no, they had to give them serial number so they know that it was a gray one.
Yeah.
But either way, good Nintendo. Jesus, I thought Nintendo was bad company. Good,
they used to be pretty bad with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, this was actually amazing without any warning or anything. They just because originally my thought was, okay, I'll give it to them, they'll fix it and they'll send it back. But no, they just gave me a new one. Probably they probably didn't even like receive mine by now. Like, by then, you know what I mean?
They might just give you like an extra one on accident or
and
something.
Maybe in like 4 weeks, I'm going to get another Joy-Con. Then I'm going to just have 3 Joy-Cons, which whatever. I'll take. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Second thing, Humble Bundle. So as you guys know, we love that website and those people a lot.
We should probably ask them to like get something from them someday.
We should do that because
can I get like a penny?
Yeah. Can I just be like on your affiliate thing? No. So Humble Bundle, if you go to humblebundle.com right now and go to their software bundle, you can get a bunch of software.
Wait, hold the phone. I see a stranger.
Yeah, you can get synth
oh, holy shit, what?
Stuff.
Read that shit to me. What is that?
Okay.
What is that shit?
Okay, they're loops. So,
oh, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Oh, you like
holy
this.
Holy shit.
I can make these on Logic.
Like Stranger Things is fine as a series.
But the sounds are awesome.
No, fuck like the best thing. Fuck everything about that show. Fuck the characters that everyone loves and the setting. Fuck all that shit. Music is the best part.
So
fuck all that shit. Music is the best part. God damn.
I didn't even think you'd be this excited for this, but that makes sense. That makes sense.
I told you I love 80 synths.
Okay, I'll read this all out to you then.
Yeah, read this shit to me.
All right, there's a lot. So 168 bass loops.
Holy shit.
37 effects loops, 77 effects loops, 11 loops and 7 pitches, 28 keys, 28 mallets, 119 pads. So yeah, that's pretty rad.
That's all the drums I ever need.
Oh no, I don't, because I just got a refund. 7 percussion loops. 18 percussion loops, 217 sequence loops, and 161 synth loops.
Oh, that sounds like the best time.
So just a bunch of loops.
Because I don't know if I talked about on the podcast. I've been wanting to like thinking about buying just a synth board just to have.
Yeah, get like a
because there's so much fun to play with and doing some of that stuff just with a.
Just get a Moog, just get like a $2,000
Moog. But now that I can just have these good ass synths and just use them with a Moog, now all my problems are solved.
Yeah.
Because goddamn.
So,
I know people make like their own custom like VSTs for like this kind of stuff, but no, just give me the actual ones you use.
I know how to make it, but yeah.
But
if you don't want to spend your time
to make all that stuff, it takes way too much time.
for sure. Anyways,
holy shit.
So you can get that if you pay what you want. But the thing that everyone's freaking out about is if you paid the 20, because the way Humble Bundle worked, there are tiers of items. So like if you do the first tier, pay what you want. Second tier is like beat the average. Third tier is whatever their fixed price is. And you just get all the things involved. Well, in the $20 or more tier, there's a bunch of stuff, but the one that everyone's freaking out about is Sony Vegas Pro 14.
Which I think the average Sony Vegas license is like $600.
No, the MSRP is $399.
$399, okay.
Yeah. So $400, you get it for $20. If you guys want to do any type of video editing, even if you just like, why not? $20.
Which is the boat that I'm in. I'm like, I want to do video editing again. I haven't done it in like 5 years.
Yeah, get this. Everyone get this.
It's $20 to like, hey, you might like this.
There's literally no reason not to.
We live in the age of everything's videos now, so why not just have something?
Yeah. So
unless you just love Windows Movie Maker, a whole bunch.
And so here's why I love Humble. I spoiled it already, but I bought it. I went to go download it on my computer, and I was installing, and it failed the installation about 100% in. And it just, every time I went to redo, I deleted all the files. I did everything I was supposed to on their freaking support page or whatever, and what people suggested, and nothing worked. And so I wanted to contact Maxx, because Maxx is the company that makes Vegas. It's not Sony. I don't think it's even called Sony Vegas anymore. I think it's just Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I tried to contact Maxx, but their website, because of all the traffic from all the bundles, which I didn't realize was the case at the time, was just not working. So I couldn't even make an account to tell them, hey, I have a problem. And so I contacted Humble and told them my whole case. It was like, hey, I just spent this money like literally like an hour ago and nothing's working. And I can't contact Maxx. Can I just have my money back? Like, I haven't even put the key in. Like, I know this, whatever. I even said, like, I'd understand if you can't, but I just we'll see. And within 24 hours, like literally when Andres got here, I got an email saying, all right, we're about to refund you your money. You're good. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay, Humble.
It was the chain of it was you were talking about it for the podcast. Mm-hmm. You read the email that they sent to you about like, hey, you're going to get it within like 3 to 5 days. Like, oh no. Like, what was it? Like 10 minutes later, it's like, oh no, here it is. It's refunded. You're just back in your account.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn, man.
Yeah. Within 15 minutes, I had my $20 back, which is like, that's super rad.
And I'm like, hey, maybe the IGN buyout is working out pretty good right now.
Probably, because their servers are able to handle all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Vegas thing alone, no matter what time of the year it must have like swamped their site.
Yeah. As we talked about before, the reason why we like Humble so much is because one of the reasons is they're cool. 2, you can choose where your money goes. You can choose a charity of your choice, and you have a slider to choose like how much money goes to developers, how much goes to
Developer,
Humble,
charity, and affiliate, right?
affiliate. Well, it's Humble themselves, developers, charity, and then affiliate if you have an affiliate link or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, which is cool. My charity of choice is Music for Relief. That's Linkin Park's charity. So that's what I always do.
Yeah.
When I do charity related things, I always do Music for Relief.
I would always suggest for people, like if they've never used it before, if you're going to give to a charity, I would highly, highly suggest it. Okay, if you're sitting there right now, think of like the first charity that pops into your head.
Yeah.
I'm
do that
I'm
one.
going to be a little mean. That's the wrong choice.
Yeah. I used to do Wounded Warriors until I learned that they weren't great.
That's the unfortunate thing about charities sometimes is that either just the size of them in general or some of the bad people who handle the money.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of the money that you give will go to places that you want it to be.
Yeah.
So I would honestly suggest
do your research.
Just do a little, like it. Honestly, it doesn't. I know people say do your research because it sounds like I'm not going to tell you the good ones.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't take that long.
No.
Like the one I always did, and
what do you do?
Habitat for Humanity.
Okay, yeah.
I always did that one.
They're good.
Because it's a simple one. You can see where your money goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to look into like more like the small ones that are run by like individuals, like the one that Lewis brought up, and those you should look into as well because
look up small charities.
Pretty much, if there's a charity for something that you've like a disease or something you've never heard of, go for them. And for the word for those people, not even just for Humble Bundle in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like say, hey, holidays this year because it's the holidays. People want to donate to charity and do all kinds of good stuff. Maybe look for a small charity this year because they probably need it way more than like the breast cancer or American Red Cross.
And that's not saying that those ones don't need money.
They're not evil places.
But
they get so much money by law they can't use all of it for charity. That's just how it works, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not saying don't help cancer.
Yeah,
we're saying
maybe find another cancer society to go to.
Yeah.
Or just another charity that also does breast cancer.
There are other diseases out there.
There are plenty, and there are plenty of people that need your help.
Yeah.
So because of Humble Bundle's big flexibility, just look up something.
All right, so
either way, shout out to Humble Bundle for good customer service, just being a good ass site again.
I think I'm gonna try to contact them and maybe be like, hey, you guys are good boys. Okay, you want to talk about one pie?
Yeah, they've been teasing. I think it was like I forgot what the year anniversary is because like in Japan it's always like hey, for this anniversary. I love this. You can always predict for Japanese media if it's an anniversary that ends in like a 5 or a 0. There's probably something they're going to announce for that year. I believe this is for their 30th anniversary. Okay, how long ago were the 90s?
20 years.
20. Okay,
how old are you?
Yeah, I'm one of those. I guess it might be like the 20th anniversary or whatever. They announced a couple things. They announced one of them earlier this year was they're making like a Netflix live action American produced One Piece show, which I know, Lewis, you know like a little bit about One Piece.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Yes.
Like very like.
That doesn't sound good.
I don't know because I'm not gonna say I don't think it's gonna be good.
Yeah. There are zero anime
that Netflix should get their hands on.
That any live action adaptation should exist.
Naruto.
Zero that should exist.
That one could work if it was like high budget movie.
Man, I really wish Andres could interject here because I just don't hear him talking. But like there are zero anime that should be adapted into live action.
Nichijou, I don't fucking know. There are tons of series that could get it right.
Yeah, I'm sure they could,
but they don't.
Yeah,
the biggest example right now for live action shit, like aside from the One Piece stuff, is Battle Angel Alita.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a classic show / manga that actually, if you're a fan of Cammy from Street Fighter, a lot of her moves are just that from Battle Angel Alita.
Okay.
And Spielberg and who's the guy who did Sin City 1 / Spy Kids?
Oh,
Rodriguez.
Why do you have to mention the Spy Kids?
That's what he's known for.
All right,
Robert Rodriguez. He did Spy Kids, right? He's directing this movie.
Yeah.
And the big beef a lot of people are having is if honestly you can look it up while I'm talking about it, Lewis.
Okay.
Look up Battle Angel Alita, just the trailer.
Say slower.
Battle Angel Alita, Alita. That's an anime thing that we've been talking about. Spielberg's been talking about producing that thing forever now.
Whoa.
And people's big beef with it is that, from what we understand, we think that Hollywood thinks, oh, it's anime, so big eyes, right?
I just saw the. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like they're like almost Pixar proportions.
They look like big eyes. Like they look like Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah, like they're from a cartoon or whatever.
Yeah, I'm skipping through the trailer right now.
Just mute it. I think is it playing through this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just muted it. Okay.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez is making
yeah.
this, and it's a really strange thing where I think what it is. Okay, it's really dumb. But whatever how you feel about the style they chose for the design, there are other people like her that they're showing in the film that don't have her face.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's like they have more human looking faces.
Yeah.
But they're both also not.
Hey, what's his name from freaking all the German boy? He's always in good German movies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like that's a weird choice they made. Like maybe that her design I might be able to get over it, but man, Steve Spielberg also was talking. I think he was the one to talk about the Akira live action movie, which, if you've read that script I've talked about, is shitty. And I also believe he also wanted to. I said also a lot. He wanted to do the live action version of Evangelion.
Yeah,
which if you've watched at least the anime to its completion, no. And if you've ever watched End of Ava, holy fuck no! Don't let the American touch that at all. It is too weird, too surreal for Americans to ever touch that and get the same flavor of it right.
There are just some things that
can't and should not be touched.
I've been thinking about
and a shonen about pirates with superpowers getting live action. I don't think it'll work.
No,
there are some parts of One Piece where it is just it's more character it's less action, more just character driven and all kinds of that could maybe be okay.
Yeah.
But One Piece is by design a weird series.
Like aesthetically,
art style and everything about it is weird.
Yeah.
There's even a bit, in the current arc, there's a guy, because if you don't know how One Piece works, it's simple explanation is pirates' superpowers, but the way they get it is through something called a devil fruit, which is just a magical item fruit that you eat, you get powers from.
Yep.
And there's three types, there's three groups of them. Paramecia, which is just fucking, I don't know, is what I call that group.
Okay.
Logia, which is just natural elements. Zone, which is just animals. That's how they break them down into three different types.
And all the pirates are looking for the One Piece.
Yeah, there's a thing called One Piece, whatever. And there is a character that the main character, Luffy fights, the main protagonist, whose thing is he's biscuit.
I feel like I know what that relates.
So he's about food, it's biscuits. It's actually just crackers, but they call it biscuit because translation and whatever. And there's a bit where he's fighting that guy and he's arming himself up with all these crackers because he can. By theory, if you can generate an item or an element, you can do it infinitely until you're out of stamina.
Okay.
So infinite biscuits, do dumb shit with it because it's silly. See, you're laughing because it's dumb, it's goofy.
No,
it's creative in a weird way, right?
I know I'd like One Piece if it wasn't so goddamn long.
There are 2 videos also by ifatchwolf that you should watch if you
want to
think about it.
But I want to actually watch this. I'd actually if I were to do it, I'd invest 100%, and I don't want to. So I'm not. I would say
that's the thing that you could just. I would say take it slow. If you ever want to, just take it slow.
Yeah. But one day I will.
One day you might. If it's not your cup of tea, whatever. Yeah. I don't blame people, even though it's the best shonen ever made. It's go running right now. But what the fuck ever. There is a bit in that where he's fighting that guy and he gets covered by a ton of them and he eats his way out of it. And it's like, how did you do that? Their biscuits are food, so I ate them. And it's this world is so fucking weird that food being food is a weird concept to some people.
Yeah,
in this
that's
universe.
funny. That's good.
And that being live action by Americans, I don't think works.
No, that
the fact that Death Note fails as it did when it shouldn't have failed. Well, no, it had a high likelihood of failing. I'm not going to be nice to it. But of all the big ones that I thought of that got adapted, should not have failed as hard as Death Note. That one did.
Yeah.
But in addition to that weird Netflix thing they announced a VR game, which, moving on, because VR, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have a device, so I can't care if I wanted to.
Yeah. The good one is too expensive.
The good ones are too expensive. Well, good.
The good one.
If you're one of those people who wants to yell about VR is a gimmick or
no, it's not. The Vive is cool. Play a Vive and you'll see it's pretty.
They
rad.
also announced at the same time we're out making they called an ambitious open adventure One Piece game. And everyone went, oh, are we gonna get a big budget? We're actually gonna try making a good anime game. And they showed a footage of it. It's called One Piece World Seeker.
I haven't even seen this. One Pie.
Yeah, the trailer, I think just announced at some event in Japan, where it is a honest to God open world game. It's third person, it's kind of the camera behind Luffy is almost like a third person shooter, like the game Infamous, for example, where it locks behind your shoulders.
Hey, PUBG ad.
Boo. I'm saying boo because it's for the Xbox One version.
Yeah.
Have you seen the footage of the Xbox One version?
No, I don't care.
It's hilariously bad.
Oh, cool.
I should show you a quick thing on how bad it looks.
All right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's a
Ooh, this is
weird
pretty.
kind of mix of art style where like the environments are like very realistic.
Yeah.
But Luffy's just walking around like a big
but the
anime
characters are all.
Yeah,
they're all
like the art style of the anime, and I think it kind of works.
Oh no, that's totally like.
It kind of works with how vivid the characters are. They stand out.
Wow.
It's ambitious. I don't think it's the dream game that I've always wanted, where you can sail across the One Piece world in a ship.
Yeah.
And have my dream everything game.
It's not gonna be like. So you just want a mixture of like this.
I want Black Flag, but GTA
Black
with
Flag.
One Piece.
Yeah.
That is the best game to ever exist if it's real.
Fast-moving game.
But it's like, yeah, you move at a pretty decent pace. You get to fly around the world with your stretchy powers, and like it looks not terrible. Like, you got to sneak in like Marine Force.
Bro, if this is on
bases.
PC, wait, no, anime games are usually Bandai Namco. I can get this on PC.
PS4, Xbox One, PC, yeah, confirmed for next year.
Yes.
And we are getting it in the West. There's
Dude,
no way
I don't even One Piece, but I want this game.
You could try it out, yeah. And it doesn't like the combat looks like an upgrade from like the Muso games, which
it reminds me a little bit of Spider-Man games.
It makes sense because of just stretchy powers.
The mechanic, like obviously you're gonna get that kind of mechanic,
kind of like light Spider-Man stuff.
Oh, you can hide in a barrel.
Yeah, there's like stealth mechanics in it. It's ambitious. It's a very short trailer, but it looks really cool. I just hope it's a good game and not a good anime game, because that is a big distinction.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Like the Naruto fighting games,
are
fine to good anime games. They are mediocre fighting games at best. I'm sorry, people who take them more seriously than they are.
Yeah,
they're good anime games.
Yeah,
that is where they stop.
Same
with like the Dragon Ball games.
Yeah,
except the exception right now is Xenoverse Dragon Ball Fighters. That's a honest to God just good fighting game, which God I'm so excited for. I'm so fucking excited for.
Is that on the Switch?
No, still no. And I want them to either tell us yes or no already.
Oh,
because that game. Like they even said it before, totally could be on the Switch if they wanted it to be.
Oh, okay.
So I guess if you
have that other Dragon Ball game on the Switch.
Yeah, Xenoverse 2, which I did not care for.
It's on there.
It's on there, and
it's on there to open the market for anime games.
Yeah, but
which is good.
They have like Disgaea 5 on the Switch along with like that Fate game.
Yeah,
which I've never ever in my life been into Fate.
Yeah.
But I know people give a shit.
People do.
People love.
It is on every single platform I've ever touched, so it must be good.
Okay, Lewis, have you ever even thought about for a moment getting into the Fate series at all?
Oh no, for sure.
Really? Have you thought about it?
I have a Vita, of course.
No, not the games. I mean the anime / visual novels that come from.
Yeah.
Because the big granddaddy is a Fate Stay Night. That's the big one.
I don't know really much about it. Besides I know it exists and people love the hell out of it.
I know it's just that it's a series that will never end because I found out that the animes. Okay, Fate's Fate. From what I understand, people correct me. I don't give a shit because I don't think I'll ever care about Fate. Don't fucking at me. Is that Fate is a visual, like the Fate Stay was like a visual novel series, but some of the animes that come out are the same story, but just they're the routes from the visual novel, and they just animate those and adapt those instead.
Okay,
that's why there's so many of them. Is what I understand. Also spinoff series and all that.
Interesting.
But I think what really stops me is the characters.
Why?
They're really bland fantasy.
Okay.
Like it's Japan's take on like some kind of like Western fantasy, but the main girl that everyone jerks off for, Saber, I hate her design.
Okay.
I hate it. Look up Saber.
Okay.
You've seen her before. I can't stand how plain her design is. She might be an awesome character, which I'll give credit. She might be.
It just looks like
her design is just so bland.
It's fine.
Like it's what I mean. It's just fine. Yeah. But the people who love Saber gets a new figure every goddamn year.
Oh, that's so weird.
And Fate Stay Night came like 2007 or some shit. She gets a new. I remember like I think a year or two ago, she got like a $700 like wedding outfit statue for her.
That's so funny.
People love Saber so much.
Okay.
That she must be a great character or some bullshit. Because man, that design does nothing for me.
Okay, I think so. Yeah, new One Piece open world game.
I hope it's good because the Attack on Titan games are good for what they are.
Are they?
They're the best Muso's ever made.
They didn't look good when I saw.
You should play.
Yeah. Is it a feel thing?
The second one is a sequel's coming out.
Okay.
Soon.
So it's a feel thing, I bet.
But no, they feel like they're different games.
Okay.
They control pretty good.
Okay. Because that looks weird.
Have you ever played them?
No, that's the thing.
That's the thing. You've never touched them.
That's what I'm saying. I've never touched them.
They are in.
I've seen it, but I never
played
touched
the Flash.
Yes.
Well, that Flash like the Unity one.
Yes.
It's
that cool,
but you can control it.
Okay.
Like you don't have to like train for 5 hours.
Okay.
It's intuitive. It's fun. I didn't play I played like about 30 hours of it. For what I had with it, I had a good time.
You know what's funny?
And right now I'm not.
That sounds cool, but I only get it because of video game. I so don't care about Attack on Titan anymore.
No. When I played it, I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay,
the game
cool.
was just fun.
Okay, cool. Because I so don't care about Attack on Titan
But
anymore at all.
I've thought about it, getting back into it one more time because it
the
Attack
game
on Titan, the series.
Okay.
Because it is kind of wrapping up.
Yay.
I have heard the basement has been opened.
Yay.
And I was in a comic book store in LA because they also sell manga comic book stores here. And I saw a cover, I guess like very minor spoilers, of some of the characters at a beach.
Yay.
And that sounds like a really dumb, minute detail if you don't know about that series at all. That means a lot.
No, for sure.
Because that means, oh, there's an ocean here.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How did they get here?
Yeah.
And I've seen a bit of the season 2 of Attack on Titan, the anime, when it was dubbed.
I've seen 0.
There's some shit going on.
Okay.
Like there are some twists that, in a weird way, the characters are ahead of you.
What?
Like characters will have to explain shit to you because you're behind.
Whoa.
Of how many things are going at the same time.
Whoa.
And like that's kind of unheard of for like these kind of shonen.
For
sometimes.
like for a shonen.
Which, oh, these 3 characters.
Because shonens are supposed to be like easygoing. You watch and
no. Let's clarify. The mediocre to bad ones do that.
Okay. Fair.
Shonens being predictable. Well, shonens being overly predictable is a problem of like mediocre to bad shonens. Good ones don't do that at all.
Isn't that most shonens though?
There are a lot of bad animes that are not shonens too.
Fair.
A lot of bad mangas that are not shonens too.
There's a lot of bad things.
There are a lot of bad things, and
there's a million anime. So yeah, I get it.
There are a lot of bad shonens.
It's hard to generalize for anime because there's
shonens
so many.
Actually, it's kind of easy to generalize because a lot of shonens are just kind of generic. But
I'm saying anime in general is hard to generalize just because they're so varied.
There's too much, and there's too much.
Yeah, there's too many.
Period.
There's like 700 animes that are being made like today.
Yeah, most of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Even in this godforsaken year, there's a lot of bad ones came out this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I haven't seen a good anime in like 3 years. That's why I don't watch anime anymore.
You saw Erased. People said that was good.
Was that 3?
That was like within the last 3 years.
It was, huh?
I didn't watch a lot of it.
Erased is the last. I watched Parasite and Erased.
Parasite was fucking dope.
No, Parasite and Erased were amazing. But
those are the
last 2 animes that
how I never thought Parasite would ever get adapted ever.
Oh, and yeah, you talked about
Parasite's
that.
like an old manga. I'm like, holy shit, they adapted Parasite.
And it works
it's good.
Yeah, they do cell phones good. And
they made it gory like it should have been.
Yeah. But I'm saying like, because the timeline thing, we talked about this, how it's in a different time period, and they actually adapted to the modern day.
Yeah, Parasite cheats because it's like an old thing.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about Star Wars.
Did we skip anything, or are we just
that's it
on Star Wars?
We got a lot.
Okay.
I got a lot. I don't know about you, but I got a lot. All right, so we're gonna get into spoilers. We said we were gonna wait a week, but I can't. So we'll do a spoiler-free segment here, right? And if you want to just if you want to not listen to that at all, you can go now and come back later after you watch the movie. But we won't spoil anything for like a second.
Let's have like a minute of like, okay,
yeah,
I know I'm still conflicted.
Yeah, you just watched it last night, right?
Yeah,
I watched it opening night.
How overall? Before our discussion, because I think both our opinions are going to change when we talk about this.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this movie? Not in terms of like ranking.
I won't give
Star Wars or what does this do to the series? None of that shit. No, that's for nerds. That's a nerdy conversation we get into later.
We'll get into after this. Yeah,
Or like, what does this do to the Star Wars current trilogy? Or like, blah, blah, blah.
We'll do all that. We'll do all that.
We're not getting into that. But as just a film that you went to go see,
as a film, it was bad. I think it was. In my opinion, I thought it was too inconsistent in the internal logic that it's the own film, like its own. Even if you take away all the other Star Wars movies, there are too many contradictions that make no sense to me personally.
Overall, your feeling is negative.
Yes.
Okay.
Overall negative. And you?
Would you still say people to go see it?
Yes.
Okay. That I want to explain that because that wasn't involves too many.
Well,
spoilers.
yes, because it's Star Wars.
Okay. No, I want more than that because I know you have more than that.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to recommend it. Star Wars is such a weird thing where it's so big where if you have there's no point in watching it if you haven't seen all the other Star Wars. And if you've already seen all the other Star Wars, there's no point in not watching this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's like Star Wars isn't about individual movies anymore. It just the original trilogy 4, 5, and 6 are good individual movies.
Yeah, they can stand on their own.
We haven't had a good individual Star Wars movie since then.
No.
So
no.
So I mean, it's recommending this movie, like doing that, like that type of review of should you watch this doesn't work for Star Wars. It just doesn't. It's
okay,
impossible.
let's pretend. Let's live in a fantasy world.
Okay.
Where this is not connected to like the Star Wars institution. It is just a sequel to a movie that you saw.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Because that's unavoidable. It's a sequel to a movie that we both saw.
Okay. I'm thinking really hard about that.
You got to spoil stuff on your own time.
Yeah.
But just how do you feel about it compared to that as a sequel?
No. Well, yeah. Yes. If you take away
I know you say there are people, if you're seeing Star Wars, you've probably seen them all already.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that people have only seen the new stuff. So let's pretend that you're talking to somebody.
They've only seen episode 7.
Force Awakens, and they skip Rogue One, they skip it because it's not a number.
Yeah.
Those people totally exist. They have to.
Yes. They've only seen Force Awakens.
So like to that person, imagine you're that person, how do you feel?
I will say, and here's the only answer I can give to this. Okay, this is the best answer you're gonna get out of me for this. Is if you liked Force Awakens and you're excited to see how this arc ends, watch this. If not, do not touch this movie.
Because that's all it's about.
It's not. It doesn't get better. Like it doesn't add on to this. It doesn't add on to Force Awakens in a way that'll make you satisfied if your goal isn't to continue the story. So that's the best answer I can give. I can't give any better than that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to tiptoe around the spoiler.
Without
this
touching
movie
spoilers.
is just too gigantic things to talk about.
Sure. Yeah.
There's too much to cover. It is a 2.5 hour movie.
It's the longest ever Star Wars movie.
It fucking felt like it in bad ways.
Yes.
And good ways.
Sure.
Because the parts that I liked got their time. Sometimes.
There are a lot of good parts.
And the parts
Before we get into spoilers, I will say this. I don't have an overall negative. I do have.
Clarify that because I can't quite tell either. Like, how do you truly feel? Because I could tell when it finishes. I'm like, man, Lewis is probably wressling some goddamn demons right now.
Yes, I am.
Because there was a scene that we will talk about when I saw it. I'm like, man, Lewis is probably crying.
I know. I think I know.
I think if I know you well enough, I think if I talk with you, I'm like, okay, I think the scene that I think that made you cry inside made me go, oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
It's my favorite part.
Okay. But I don't know then.
But if I think I know you as my friend, we're going to have a good time with that fucking
All right, cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
So generally it's
so generally I again, negative, but it's not like this movie is unsavable. I'm going to give it a number. It's 5 out of 10.
Okay.
All right. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's disappointing enough to where I don't like it.
As a fan and as a fan of just the Star Wars movie before
as a fan of the Star Wars, as a fan of movies, as a watcher of things, there are parts that were awesome. They were like legitimately awesome parts. But
there were some I remember
the negatives outweigh the positives in such a way that I can't give this movie a positive review. I just can't. I can't truthfully do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I even as a lover of Star, because there's a lot of people I've been talking about, like at Elo Talk and stuff. I stopped because we have on the Elo Talk Discord. If you guys want to talk about Star Wars, there's on the Discord server. There's a Star Wars. There are 2 channels, one for spoilers, one for without. So if you just want to talk about Star Wars, go there. With those people, I stopped talking. You won't see me there because I can't. Because they got so tired of me talking all the negatives. Because all they're doing is praising this movie, and I can't do that.
I remember I follow a couple people, just like through social media or like YouTube or whatever, and I saw like people like get to go to like early screenings or what have you. Mm-hmm. And I saw someone like they talked about they got to go see it like on Wednesday, like at the Lucas Ranch or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they said, yeah, it's Star Wars. Like that was like should it be like not because they couldn't talk about it because obviously they get in big trouble.
Yes.
They said they made. I remember he talked about it. It's like they made some choices.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. It's like I kind of like some of them. I don't know how the public will feel about it. And I was like, that sounds like for Star Wars. I'm like, are you sure?
Yes.
I was like, oh no, he was on the money.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
And that is the part that I kind of love about this movie.
Yeah,
but my opinion before we get into spoilers is like, I don't know how much I love or hate this movie.
You wouldn't,
because there is a lot that I love and hate about it.
Well, we'll see how you feel by the end of the conversation. Okay, we're gonna get into spoilers now.
I've talked with nobody about this yet.
Okay,
so
I've talked to many people.
Spoilers are gonna start now.
Yes.
Honestly, before this is not a movie that I'm pretty sure I'll speak for a little bit for you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll speak for me first.
Okay.
Even if you saw obviously, like Lewis said, if you've seen the other Star Wars movies, I think it's still worth going to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think if you've at least seen like The Force Awakens only, even if like you've heard people that you trust with like their opinions or what have you, like don't like this movie, I think this is still totally worth watching because of just how many weird ideas they use in this movie. Because even if you dislike a lot of this movie, it sounds weird to say, but there is something in here that you will probably end up enjoying. But I don't know how much more of that will be positive than negative on you. Because there are parts of this movie that I'm like, oh, if you're a Star Wars fan, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, totally.
But and the parts of me was like, I'm a casual fan, this fucking sucks. I don't care about this shit at all. There's like weird in-betweens on all of this. And that's kind of the best part about it is like how divisive this movie is.
Yeah. I like people
On
talking.
purpose, I'll argue.
Yes, definitely on purpose. Well,
Almost.
remember.
I'll get into it almost in, I think, in a meta way.
Yes, no, for sure. Okay,
I'm glad you agree with me on that.
Yes.
I was
Well, here's why. Remember who made this movie, who directed and wrote this movie, which is important for the fact that he wrote and directed.
Yeah.
Rian Johnson. He made Looper.
Yeah.
All right. That go into this movie.
From Looper to Star Wars is a.
Remember that. Like, remember how crazy Looper is.
Comparatively to like a blockbuster like
again,
Star Wars.
even with the meta thing of how time travel works in movies, like that level, that Rian Johnson knows how to mess with the audience.
Although still co-produced by J.J. Abrams.
Yes, J.J. Abrams still touched this movie, but Rian Johnson wrote it. So
and directed.
This is a Rian Johnson movie, and it feels like that, and that's what it is.
That's why it feels not like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
for better and for worse. Like
yes.
we keep repeating, but that's really what it is.
All right. We'll get into spoilers now. Yeah, I just pulled up my I did a whole essay on this because
just for notes.
Yeah, just for notes. But my main argument when I wrote that was I think in some ways this movie is worse than the prequels. And this movie,
as films or as Star Wars films?
As Star Wars films. Yeah, now okay, yeah.
So that's the distinction because I think the prequels we can both agree are just bad films.
Yeah. You got to move with Star Wars. It sucks with Star Wars for what it is. It's too big, right? So you can't talk about it.
Accident as well.
Yeah, totally. George Lucas didn't know what he was doing.
Star Wars is like the most successful happy accident of all time.
Yes, totally. And again, before we continue, this is both of us. Me especially, because I'm gonna rip on this movie. I love Star Wars. Right, I may one day get a Star Wars tattoo. Like, you know what I mean? I love this.
And with how big Star Wars this institution is, nobody would like really blame you for it.
Yeah, I love it.
Of just like what it means to what this series has meant and does still mean to people.
Yeah, it has. I have such an emotional connection to the series. I
know kind of people. This is like a small tangent because I thought about it before the movie even started. You know, they have like all the ads and all the pre-roll stuff.
Yeah, and
they were showing all the kids, right? Like dressed about the new characters.
Yeah.
And I remember people being really mad about me and Lewis talked about this before the movie came out. We're like, people being mad, there's a black guy.
Yeah.
And that was woman.
Dumb. Yeah.
These Disney SJW whatevers.
When guys, Princess Leia is the most important character in the original trilogy. Also, Lando Calrissian.
And Lando Calrissian fucking rules.
And that blew everyone's mind in the 80s. So like calm down.
And like it's a weird thing to people to be mad at that kind of stuff when like some of those people are like OG Star Wars fans from back in the day.
Yeah.
And people kind of forget, like those kind of people forget what Star Wars does to just people as kids.
Yeah. Not
everyone will share this like if you didn't grow up with it as a kid, but it does a lot to you as a like individually. Like Star Wars means different things to different people all the time.
Yeah, it depends on what
who you are and how you saw them.
Here's my relationship to Star Wars. The first ever Star Wars movies I watched were the original ones with my grandfather. We would sit like my mom would be at work and my mom and my grandma would be at work or something, and I'd stay home, whatever, being sick or something.
Yeah.
And I just watched sci-fi movies with him all the time. And I remember when we watched Star Wars for the first time, the connection to me is just like staying home with my family watching sci-fi movies. Like that's what Star Wars is to me. You know what I mean? Like
it's a comfort.
Yeah. It's
for a lot of people, I think it's also like a base thing. Like it's a comforting thing.
Yeah.
Like for me, I ended up watching the first prequel a lot because I didn't see it in theaters because I wouldn't think I was even like a fetus when it came out. When did like the first prequel come out?
99. You were.
Oh no, I was alive.
You're alive.
I was like, too young to go to a theater to see Star Wars and care.
Yeah.
I think my parents bought it like on VHS and I watched the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah.
But mainly it was just, hey, there's a kid. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And the pod racing shit. And even back then I hated Jar Jar.
I didn't.
Even as a kid I was like, man, fuck Jar Jar.
Because
all I remember was like Jar Jar got them caught. I don't like him.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, I like the kid. I like the old guy with the beard. I think he's cool.
I can't wait to explain how Jar Jar.
I disagree with that entirely. I think you're being way too mean in the new mascots. No, because Jar Jar fucking blows.
I'll explain.
We'll argue about it, but Jar Jar fucking blows. Always will be.
This isn't a defense of Jar Jar, by the way. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So think about what you're saying before you explain it again on the podcast.
All right.
And that was like it for me. I was like, oh, prequel was pretty cool, the first one, because I was a kid and whatever. And then I ended up watching what is episode Empire Strikes Back, actually,
5.
next with my dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't, because Star Wars, you just kind of know like some of the base plot points.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that and going
father,
like, wow, this is such like a cool little like story.
Yeah.
About like fighting like, Star Wars is a story about good and evil.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to.
Yes.
It's a very like a yin and yang kind of dealy. That's what the light and the dark and the force and all. It's a basic kind of story like that.
It's the basic Christian. It's a Christian allegory. That's what it is.
Slash a hero story. Slash.
It's a hero myth. It's a
hero
Jungian hero myth.
Slash the classic samurai films. It's a bunch of classic tales thrown into one kind of weird mishmash of a cultural iconic series.
It happens to be a space opera. Yeah.
And also a space opera. Yeah. It's a bunch of weird things, but I remember I loved how the story was told.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so, I guess in a way, I'd call it grandiose. Very what Hollywood used to do.
Yeah.
It's just this big story, this big world, this big adventure, these characters that are larger than life.
Yeah, well, remember...
that you wish you could be and wish you could experience yourself.
Who's the actor that does Ben Kenobi? Everyone's going to be mad at me as whatever. He was a theater actor, I believe.
Yeah, and it kind of totally works. He's the best character. He's the best part about this movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's like that kind of stuff is what I think of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And of all the things that like I can agree that people have problems with, that element is gone from this movie.
It's in well here's
not what just the Star Wars like the miscellaneous like the not the miscellaneous the what's the word of like a word that just kind of means nothing but
esoteric.
Yeah, esoteric, like the esoteric feeling of like Star Wars.
Yeah,
like that kind of argument. Like I think it's boring. Throw that out because that doesn't mean anything.
Well,
because there's more to it.
I disagree,
but
no,
I know what they mean, but there's like more to it than that. I think there's just.
Here's what I'll say. Okay. There hasn't that feeling of Star Wars that like you said that feeling of just like big space opera, cool, just the thing that make no matter how whatever like it makes you feel good inside. Like it's just whatever it hits you from a physiological point. Like has been missing since the original movies.
I disagree.
Okay,
I don't think 7 entirely gets it. But I think in parts it does kind of come through. Not the whole movie. Okay. That's not what I wanted. But I was like, at least
I would disagree.
Because I know people will don't like the 7th movie because it is so reliant on nostalgia, which I do hate nostalgia.
Yes.
Like relying on movies. But I think what was there that was new doesn't give me that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it enough that it was its own thing that I thought it was at least enough of a blend of new and old that it still works.
Okay.
Not a perfect movie. Neither is original Star Wars trilogy. We've talked about that before.
Yeah. They're like 7s at most.
But this movie lacks like any form of like sincerity.
Yep.
Or like cohesive big story.
Okay, well, I'll start getting into the notes that I have down.
Yeah. Don't read them word for word. Just
no. Not what I'm saying. I'll start getting because I wrote it in a way that's like in order of what I think we should talk about.
Yeah.
The feeling of this movie, right? They were advertising this movie as dark. It's gonna be like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like crazy.
They also did that for the prequels as well. They did that trick the same time for the prequels.
I don't know the advertising of the prequels. It's not in my head.
That's what they did for the prequels, and also for the second movie and the original trilogy, they did that too.
Yes. No. Yeah.
It's almost like a tradition at this point. Of like the second is always the lowest because the hero story. The lowest point.
Okay. Well,
at least that part they nailed that part.
I disagree.
Although the feeling the lowest and everyone loses. That part I think they did pretty good.
Well, here's
but not in a way that feels good.
Yeah, here's why
interesting.
Here's what I mean. Parts. So in this movie, they advertise movies be like the darkest Star Wars movie. I think even Rian Johnson said this is the darkest Star Wars movie ever. I think he even said that.
Oh, that's bold.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't him, but someone who worked on this movie, or maybe an actor. I don't remember. So whatever.
The word got around that this movie is dark.
Yes,
because that's what they all end up being in the second part of the trilogy.
In the first 2 minutes of the movie is a Verizon commercial joke.
What was it? I don't remember.
Poe Dameron talking to General Hux over the intercom.
Oh yeah, that fucking bit.
Right now, and it's important, and I'm bringing that up to remind everyone that happened every 5 minutes in this movie, where there'd be some tension, there'd be a moment.
There is one scene that doesn't happen and it's my second favorite scene in the movie.
Okay, well,
but I think if I remind you, you'll know what I'm talking about. But everything else, it was like
there are moments where you're like, oh, this could have been dark or whatever, and then all of a sudden they do the Verizon joke. That's how the movie starts. The first thing that happens in the movie is a Verizon drop call joke.
It's like a big a scene shot of like looking at the power of like the First Order and all that kind of stuff. It's like
you get to see the freaking dreadnought.
It's very like traditional, like how we start off a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
But like it's a kind of neat shot, and then they make a quip.
Yep, and
It's too early.
It's too early. And again,
Like the joke.
if you're setting up
also the quip goes on too long.
Yes.
Like it's like
it's
two
funny.
lines.
It's hilarious.
It is actually it's a funny bit.
But
It's
if
too
you're
long.
advertising, you've been advertising this movie, and I went into this movie based on your advertisements, right? That's on you at this point.
Yeah.
That this is going to be a dark movie. All
And
right, I'm
like,
sitting down waiting for a dark movie, and then you do that to me.
Yeah.
It's like you start me off with that of being, I want to punch you. It's like don't do that.
It's also the theme of the movie as well. Everything you expected is not what's happening.
Yeah.
Which in some ways does piss people off in different ways.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they kind of did it right in the beginning. I was like, we're
doing that. All right.
We're a Marvel movie now, I guess.
And I talked about like,
and I went, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, the humor in 7 was, I think, like the right amount you should use.
I like the humor in 7 better than the humor in this movie.
At least the humor in 7, it either made me kind of like go, like I laughed to myself. None of it was like laugh out loud because that's not what Star Wars does.
Yeah.
I hate, by the way, the people who are saying Star Wars is a comedy. No, it's not.
No.
It has a kind of like a jokey tone.
Yeah.
Because there are funny parts.
It's a tongue-in-cheek. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's not
like the
comedy, though.
Like
it's the difference.
Like, what is it? When Leia meets Han for the first time, just talking shit on Han, even though he rescued her.
Yeah.
Like, the fun, like, little tongue-in-cheek thing.
The first thing you see when Luke comes in as a stormtrooper to Leia is like, you're a little short to be a stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah. Like that is a classic line.
That's a classic line. Or in episode 5 for freaking I love you, I know. Right? Like that.
Oh, God, I love that. That scene is like one of my favorite Star Wars scenes ever.
See,
it's so good.
This is why I say like all these movies, even 7 is missing that.
But
where
it's hard to capture that magic.
They're missing the tongue-in-cheek like subtleties of Star Wars that made it good.
They tried. They made it. It was a good effort in episode 7.
Yes, they tried in 7. They failed miserably in this movie.
In 7, I don't think there was any misses. There was just it wasn't
there
funny.
were some. I just rewatched the movie like last week. And for some reason I can't pinpoint, but I know for a fact there were moments when I was rewatching, especially if
I think I qualify a miss as like I'm upset they put this joke in the movie.
No,
okay. You know what? I think you know what it really is for Star Wars. It's like this joke is here wasting time.
Yes,
and all the jokes that I didn't like in this movie wasted too much time.
Yeah,
and because there's so many, I felt like you're losing time.
Yes,
on nothing that's interesting or funny or entertaining or adds to this character or whatever. Like the stuff between like Finn and Rey with like the comedy bits.
Yeah,
you got like without having like to tell you like their backstories, all of it. You got to know more about just how they are as people, as individuals, and as how they that was
it moved the characters slightly.
Which is what Star Wars did with like its humor and its dialogue back in the day, and what movies are supposed to do when they're doing stuff like this. But the humor was just like, when it worked, I was like, that was kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah.
But I noticed way more of it when it didn't work than when it did.
Okay.
Where I made a mental note of it. I'm like, this is like the scene that I will think about that really was like, why? Is when Rey is talking to Luke, like the first time.
Oh, and he throws the lightsaber?
No, that I liked.
Oh, I didn't like that.
I like the subversion joke. Because I thought that was the only bit that Luke was going to do was like, I thought there was going to be that I thought was funny. I thought it was funny.
Okay.
The part that I didn't like with like the humor thing with Luke, but not the milk thing.
That was fine.
No, it was like, okay, sure. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't funny. Because there was like there was no payoff to it. It was just Anyways, what does Luke do? He drinks milk out of a weird titty.
Well, remember he used to drink blue milk back on Tatooine. So
but it's like whatever. It's a callback,
and that's a good callback. Actually,
it's a callback.
That's a callback that only benefits people who care.
I just wish they did more with it, and than just hey, it's green this time.
Yeah,
I just think it was like wasted. But the one that really was like, oh, this movie is gonna have some problems for sure, is when Luke is talking with Rey about like, why are you here? No, why like that? Why are you here?
Yeah.
That was great. Like it was going so well. I was like, oh, I kind of like how Luke is like angry that Rey like, why are you wasting my time here? I came here to die. Like all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, where are you from? Jakku. Oh, it's really from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like that feels like it was edited in. It wasn't. That was like
an Edgar Wright-esque joke. That was like.
But it doesn't fit at all.
No.
It feels so out of character for like Luke in this.
Yes.
Even back in the old movies, he wouldn't say something like that.
No. And that's the biggest problem everyone has with Luke is this doesn't feel like Luke.
No. That's not my problem with it.
Well,
that's grumpy Luke.
No. I like old grumpy Luke too, but that's not what to me, this isn't the logical conclusion of what that from the original Luke would turn into. Even if you follow these stories.
Do you mean besides that line or just everything in general?
Everything, and this is why I'm saying the internal logic that the movie sets up doesn't work. Like even if I don't like the whole okay, whatever. And again, we're into spoilers, but
we are in spoilers.
We've been in spoilers. Yeah. But like the whole thing of like Luke, the reason why Kylo hates Luke is because it looks like he tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, That makes no sense. And we'll get into why I don't like that whole arc in general.
Okay.
But fine. For the sake of this argument, I'll grant you that happened. If you follow that conclusion, it still doesn't make sense of why this Luke has that sense of humor from the original Luke.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
The humor part,
for
I agree on.
even with the internal logic that the movie already set up.
Because
it doesn't make sense.
If he had humor at all, it would be like at other people's expense or something.
Yeah, it would be
a darker tone.
It would have a darker tone. For that, especially if you go by the story, it's a dark thing. He's there to die. Like, why does he have
the
this
reason that
light?
he is there is a dark thing.
Yeah, like why does he have that an Edgar Wright-esque joke?
Why is he upset at the Jedi? And why is he upset that he even was one? Why he even tried? Like, there's an interesting thing going on.
Yeah. I can.
So why would he crack a joke like, oh, it's middle of nowhere?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's talk about the basic plot of this movie. It's the Resistance running away from the First Order.
You mean floating outside of where they can throw a cannon at them?
Yeah.
God, that part sucked.
You mean the movie?
No,
that's the movie.
The parts that were not that were, even then, not all of it was good.
Okay.
The setup was dumb. For that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that whole...
Like, that should have been resolved in 20 minutes.
I have this written down. The basic plot was boring and made no sense. It didn't, because, okay, first of all, they never explained...
I think it was just paced poorly.
Maybe... No, I think... This
it
movie
makes
to
sense,
me
just
feels...
paced poorly.
Okay, before I get on...
It's not a hard story to follow.
Before I get into the specifics...
you might as well.
Well, no, but I will.
Okay.
But to set up what I'm about to say is this movie feels more like a filler than it does the middle act.
Right? You know what? I agree with that, but you know what it is? The main act of it, the Resistance, that feels like filler.
Yes.
And everything else feels like their own movie.
I would agree with you. I agree with you there.
That's how I feel about it.
But the problem is that it goes on for too long.
And the main meat isn't interesting enough.
Yeah, the main meat goes on for too long and it's not interesting. Okay, so it's boring and makes no sense.
Poe was fine. Everything else on that fucking ship was like nothing.
Poe made the most sense.
Poe was like the best part about the whole.
He's the only person that made sense. Like, hey, why aren't you explaining what's going on? And I'll explain why. That
like the little
Holdo, you suck.
Like,
I hate Holdo's character.
Like the new commander was like, okay, that arc would have been fine if I just knew her for more.
Holdo, yeah, who's apparently bi in the series, but whatever.
Who gives a fuck?
Right, she dies. It doesn't matter.
Bi people can die too. Just
hey guys, I don't know if you knew this.
Just like aliens and other humans in that ship.
Yeah,
a lot of death in this movie.
I will.
A lot of innocent death.
I will death too.
You'll die a death.
I will die a death. Okay, why? Okay, they never explain how the First Order can track them in light speed. There's a picture going around on the internet right now.
No, they explained it. You know what they did? It was they have the most money in the universe, so they just did it.
Nope. No.
I remember the line was something with Rose was they have advanced technology now. They just base it off of ones that we have, but they just have more money. So like not more money, but like because they base it off technology that we already have, but they developed it further because they're more advanced, and that was it.
Well, because the picture that's going
be expanded upon.
Okay, the picture that everyone's freaking out about is in Rogue One.
The picture
there's a line in Rogue One where Jin is talking.
I didn't hear about this. So explain it.
Yeah, Jin is talking to someone, and she's going over like old plans, like Empire plans or whatever.
Yeah, like blueprints,
rules or whatever. Yeah, and one line is advanced hyperspace tracking.
Okay.
Right, and so everyone's like, "Oh, there it is. It makes sense. There's no reason to see that."
That's an Easter egg.
Like,
that's not an explanation.
Exactly, that's an Easter egg. That's not
okay,
an explanation.
See that not being explained, I don't care. I don't want that to be explained.
I don't need it. Okay,
I don't need it to be explained.
Well, here's why I did. Okay,
I think this is the Star Wars part of you coming out, like the fan of like the universe.
Well, no, it's not because here's what I don't because when I didn't realize that when they explained it on the Casino Planet, but I do remember they're on the ship. It's like they trace us in hyperspace, and Poe was like, "How? That's impossible." Yeah, it is impossible, and they did it, and and then that was it.
I was like, that's kind of cool. Like
it's but if you're gonna here's my thing: if you're gonna say a line like "it's impossible," but they did it, it makes it sound so grandiose and big without paying off.
Yeah,
how?
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna say it's impossible, but they did it,
how
then?
I can kind of see your point there.
Yeah.
I think you know what? I think if they just had never. If just Rose didn't say that line, I think that would have actually solved a lot of problems with it.
Really?
If she just never just said, "Oh, they just are more advanced. They just figured it out." I think it was just no. We got to find a way to break into it and just try to shut it down. Because like you could just assume, okay, technology is all kind of universal in the future. Whatever, they can just fuck it up. Whatever. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot more Star Wars actually. That line, like the second one, what the Rose says.
Yeah.
feels like the way they do shitty things in the prequels.
Yes.
Where they explain things halfway and never finish it.
There's so much of that in this movie.
And then you're thinking, I hope it's finished in some fucking book or comic I'll never read.
Okay,
it feels like that.
Now,
that
here's
line.
one point that I've seen zero people talk about. Is that the main plot of running away from the First Order?
Too long.
No. Everyone talks about that. But or some people do. What I haven't heard is it's actually pointless. All right, here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Leia dies or gets up into space, comes back. We'll explain her
that
flying.
scene is so shitty.
We'll talk about her flying.
Oh, that scene is so shitty.
We'll talk about that.
I know why it's there, but it looks so shitty.
We'll talk about it.
Oh, man.
All right. After that,
Carrie Fisher, I miss you every day.
The next line of succession for the next admiral will be Holdo. And hold the purple hair chick. I know the Laura something.
Her hair is pretty dope.
Yeah, I like. She's a good actor. Her character was fine. It makes okay.
It ain't the actor's fault.
No, it's not. And
she did a really good job.
Now
she made me hate her really good.
Here's why this plot is, and I hate her even more because of this. This plot ends up being useless. Okay, so the whole idea is we can't jump.
Oh God, yeah, I just thought.
You just thought about this. Okay, the whole idea is we can't jump to light speed because they will track us, and then we'll be out of fuel, and then we can't
because
run away.
of their advanced technology hyperdrive.
Yeah.
They'll find us no matter where we go.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna have to go, and Holdo doesn't explain to Poe. Poe, like I said, Poe's the one that makes the most sense in this movie. He asks, okay, so what's our plan?
Okay, he makes most sense with what we're given.
Yeah, well, he's me in the movie.
He's the honest representation. Like, what are you talking about? What are we doing?
Yeah, and Holden's like, don't worry, we're just keep going. Don't worry, I have a plan. Okay, fine, whatever. He has a plan, but Poe doesn't believe it. So what Poe does, teams up with Finn and Rose. Says, okay, let's talk to Maz. And she's fighting for some reason.
I actually kind of like that scene.
That was cool. No, that was fine. I like that.
So I was like,
I don't remember Maz being badass. That's cool.
No, I'm like, oh, cool. Maz does weird shit.
Yeah, totally.
Don't explain that. Cool. Her life is interesting.
I thought that was very interesting. I can't wait to read that book.
If it ever comes out.
It will. I know they will. They're doing a Snoke book.
Oh, no.
I'm so excited. I don't like why.
No, I don't want that to exist because of how they dealt with him in this movie.
Nope, I hate what they do with him.
Yes, no. That's where I know.
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
that's not the scene that I think I'm talking about, but that's my second favorite scene in the movie. Okay. It's everything to do with Snoke.
It's a cool scene, but okay. Anyways.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
So they send Poe and Rose off to this casino planet to go find a master hacker.
Okay, but you don't like the casino planet.
I like the casino planet.
No, I love everything about that opening shot of when they're going through the casino, like that cool. one. Oh God, because it reminded oh shit, new alien designs. Yeah. I was by the way, all those aliens are voiced by a bunch of different actors. One of the aliens is literally voiced by Mark Hamill. Really? Yeah. Well, of course. You heard him? Have you heard him speak?
Yeah. No, I know. It's Mark Hamill.
But I was like, oh, look at all these cool aliens that are a bunch of freaks and weirdos. Yeah. Hell yeah, we're doing that stuff again.
Yeah. So they're
not weird racist stereotypes or whatever.
Man, there's so many things that happen at the same time. It's hard to talk about them all. We'll talk about Rose and Finn and why.
Let's do this character story in full first. Rose.
Well, let me finish. Why this whole arc is.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Let's get back to why this.
Okay, so they go to the planet, find the hacker. That plan fails. Whatever. I'll explain that in a second.
We'll get into it. That won't take that long, honestly.
Right? Okay. They come back and end up getting screwed over anyways, right? Yeah. And so they get to the
all for nothing. Oh no,
it's all for nothing anyways. All right.
Dramatic tension. So there's that.
So that plot point is useless. When I'll explain in a second.
Useless in two ways, actually.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I know.
Finn's my favorite.
And then why?
Of the new three characters, I liked him the most.
I like Poe the most.
And he got
the only one that...
Well, because Poe did cool shit in this movie.
He's the only one that makes sense.
Poe got things to do, and I'm like, Finn, what are they doing with your character?
I actually like Nothing. I liked Rey more in this movie, but whatever.
She's improved, but Finn was always because I always want to know, I want to know what the fuck Finn is going to do now.
Yeah.
And then they just did nothing.
God, I'm trying so hard to stay on track.
There's so much.
Okay, so... So that whole arc of them going over to that planet ends up being useless.
Yeah.
And then
getting the code breaker, it's oh no, we got.
And then Holdo, you find out when Leia comes back is okay. Here's our plan. There's a planet over there, and we're gonna fly to it.
It's just if you look to the right, it's right there the whole time.
Well, but it's close enough to where we can just fly to it. So we're just gonna fly to it, and then we're gonna escape pod our way off and get onto it. That's our plan.
They mentioned about the decoy.
Now. Why didn't Holdo tell that to Poe?
Yeah.
There were no spies on board, right? There was no reason for her. She wasn't forced. Leia didn't say, keep your mouth shut. She just just didn't do it.
No, she quoted a line that Leia said apparently at some point.
Yeah,
in
it was something about faith or whatever. Yeah.
No, it was like if faith is like the sun, if you see it too much, you stop. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was a lesson in faith, which is
no, that was not a good way to implement that.
It was. I'm saying, but that's what happened.
That was
And so, but then the whole point of them that tension between Holdo and Poe was completely pointless.
It was just a misunderstanding. That's all it was.
Which think about the audience now. What Rian Johnson did, okay, let's make the audience feel tension for them slowly running away, hoping that we'll figure something out.
Yeah, they're running out of...
That ends up being useless.
Yeah,
Rian Johnson's middle finger's up right in the face and says, yeah, that whole feeling of you being tension, it's not important. It wasn't important the whole time.
We're just killing time.
Yeah, we're just killing time. We don't know what else to do, I guess.
So the characters can just do their own stuff.
And then Holdo sacrifices herself to kill the ship.
Okay, the sacrifice wasn't like
that scene was awesome.
Okay, yeah, visually was awesome. Fuck.
Okay,
I was just know that she's like gonna crash. Like I thought she was gonna crash into it, but it would just like make a hole, or whatever.
No, but it goes.
She jumps to light speed and just goes through it like a knife.
And
fucking cool.
The entire audience gets their air sucked out of their body.
Yeah, because the volume just dies.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
So good, such good directing there.
That was kind of worth the payoff.
No,
of like the character being like.
Yeah. It was cool, but it wasn't worth it.
It was a cool visual payoff. Is what I mean. Not a narrative payoff.
No, definitely not. Okay, so yeah, that whole arc of the main point of the movie of them running away from the First Order, completely pointless because they end up going to that planet anyways and doing a face-off.
They do the actual movie there.
Yeah, and then they do the beginning of episode 5 there.
Yeah.
Pose. Okay, so that's why that whole scene is pointless and that whole arc is pointless, and it makes me very upset because it's just filler. And why I say this movie feels more like filler than anything else because it's mostly filler. Like and you learn that at the end of the movie. This movie ends up just being mostly filler. So why is it even a movie?
Why is it so long?
Why couldn't it have just been a book? Whatever. Yeah.
Or why couldn't it have been like a short part of a bigger movie that was other things going on?
Yeah. Poe's killing of the entire Resistance fleet and having no repercussions other than a slap on the wrist and a demotion.
Yeah, when I saw that,
was dumb.
When I saw Leia get mad, I was like, "Oh, cool! He's gonna have like a thing where he has to learn about like being a good soldier and or like whatever." It's
having like that. It would have been cool, an awesome narrative thing for Poe.
Like, oh, you rapscallion, you hothead pilots.
I'm
like
saying,
it went nowhere.
Yeah, what would have been an awesome thing for Poe is having for his character from now on, knowing that he just destroyed most of the Resistance.
Because I thought
in his head,
I thought they were gonna go with that when they said darker movie, and they talk about that, and they talk about like what is good and what is not. What is good and evil don't really matter in this movie and in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could go that route too. That'd be kind of cool. And they just don't.
Okay.
It's like, why? You set this cool thing up and just don't do it.
So
it's like wasted potential again.
So the Finn and Rose storyline. This is going to be a long. We're already an hour in. This is going to be a long episode, guys.
Finn and Rose, I think, is simple enough. We can just like kind of cut a lot. Okay, me and you both agree. Finn and Rose chemistry fucking sucks.
Sucked. Rose had zero motivation the entire movie, other than her sister dies, and now I'm sad.
I remember when Rose was in the room with Poe and Finn. I was like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah,
I thought you were like one of like a joke character, like the way you were talking.
I knew she was going to be important just because I've seen a lot.
I didn't think she would go with Finn to the planet.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I was like, "What? Why?
Yeah,
Who are you? I don't care."
See, well, I don't mind. See, I didn't mind that idea of like, oh, Finn with a new character. Fine.
No,
maybe we'll learn more about Finn.
I didn't like her with him enough. Like they weren't.
No, I know.
Together.
I agree. Yeah, because Rose, people freaking out about Rose, I don't understand. She has zero motivation in the movie. Finn has motivation, and Finn has motivation in the movie of just like
she was there to tell Finn, "Hey, life sucks."
Mm-hmm.
Outside of just being a First Order person.
Yeah,
which is anybody could have done that.
But exactly, everyone could. And at the end of that, the only thing that benefits the movie is Finn's character, not Rose.
Yeah,
from that line, Rose as a character is pointless.
She gains nothing.
You can take her out and add anyone else.
No, she gains Finn.
Yeah.
Knowing Finn.
You could have switched her with her sister and it would have been fine. Like, without knowing anything about it.
It could have been another droid.
It could have been another droid, yeah. It
could have been BB-10.
Yeah, it really could have.
Whatever.
Yeah, so that was dumb.
Or his companion could have been like those like weird creatures he rode on, which is a bad scene.
That was dumb.
He could have had one of those like a pet.
That felt prequel level bad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was prequel level bad.
It felt real bad. And Obi-Wan riding those big ass lizards.
Yep, that's what that was.
I laughed. I was like, "Oh, we're doing this. It's so fucking long." I laughed.
Yeah. I
was like, "Oh God, no! Come on, guys! You guys learned."
All right, now
too much CG looks bad.
Now the master hacker thing, another pointless thing, right? Because
that felt like it was from a book.
Because that was
like that whole plot thing of like we're going to a casino, like getting a master hacker for the First Order. It's like this is like a comic that was cut,
which
or
was
something.
cool. See, and that
Idea,
thing,
sweet.
I like that idea. And so
Like
I
a
was,
high
I was
rolling
going.
place in Star Wars is dope.
See, here was my thought. Okay, we have a plan. Go get this super suave looking master hacker.
Like all these bourgeoisie people in Star. Like that's a cool
That'd
idea.
have been cool. And then the plan.
And I love how the dude is like a class like a 50s kind of dude with like these weird aliens next to him.
It was James Bond.
I loved it. It was like such a cool visual thing.
And then the idea of like, okay, so
that's
that,
the guy
that fails. We have to find Benicio del Toro and go with him. That was, I was like, okay, this guy's whatever. That I thought that was cool. It's like, oh, the idea fails, and so we have to do this guy now.
Because
cool.
guy you don't really trust that much.
Yeah, and that would have been a cool addition to the cast of like this guy who's who
plays both sides.
Dude and plays both sides, kind of plays for himself. That would have been an awesome addition to the cast. But then at the end of that arc, he ends up backstabbing them and going on his merry way. Again, making his whole point useless. Because here's how this should have worked, in my opinion, is
should have done the double cross.
If your whole idea is, okay, we have to follow the plan. Got it. We'll follow the plan. If they followed the plan, everything would have been fine. Makes sense. But they don't. And because of that, you have to make, as a narrative perspective, you have to have a payoff in the end of them not doing the plan. And the payoff would have been the bad guy, Benicio del Toro's character, flipping and doing something good at the end and, fighting the First Order. The entire scene of him shrugging off of like, oh, you're working with them? Yeah, whatever. They pay me more.
That also feels like a Bond.
I was expecting
that feels like a Bond movie.
I was expecting
and that
him.
feels like the bad Bond movies too.
I was expecting him to then, eventually grab one of the blasters and start fighting, and then he would, that would have made sense. And I'd been like, okay,
and
cool.
the system like, hey, I get more money this way too.
Yeah, it would have been like, okay, this makes sense.
Cliche,
character,
but
it would have
made more sense.
But that doesn't happen. So that whole feeling of just like,
he's like, I'm leaving.
So yeah,
I'm leaving to my DLC in Battlefront 2. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. So the whole thing is just like, yeah, you didn't follow the plan, and so bad things happen for no reason because we've already established why.
We talked about Rose and Finn and their plan. Mm-hmm. Regardless of if the plan went according to plan or went how they wanted to or not, was for nothing, right?
Exactly.
So it didn't matter.
There was zero payoff.
It didn't matter if it went to according to plan or not, no matter what. It was the same outcome every time.
Exactly. And so if you were to add Benicio del Toro and make him good and add him to the cast, then
or at least make him like a chaotic neutral, where it's like, I work for money and that's it, which I thought he was going to do.
Yeah. At least what we would have done was then add another character. And then there would have been like, okay, this arc is not good, but at least we got something out of it.
Like add a wild card. Like if you said something like maybe like, I remember he talked about it's like, they're like, when he's in the ship, it's like, oh, look, weapons for look. Yeah. First Order.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
First Order.
And then
it's so related to him. It's like First Order. Oh, this is for you guys too, huh?
Yeah.
War is all about money. Yep. Cool.
That scene was awesome.
And then he tells like fans it's like honestly, man, he's like, don't pick a side. It's not worth your time.
Yeah.
Just stay out of it. And it's like there's people like me out there who don't do it either. I'm like, oh, can we meet more people like him? Like, does he know people that are like that?
Yeah, exactly.
And it can be a whole cool thing. It's like, no.
And here's that's
gonna be a side movie that it's like, oh, okay, fine.
Here's another aspect of the movie that I liked. Is I like that whole like, oh, both sides buy from the same people. I thought that was cool. I like that addition to the lore of this.
Gray Jedis.
Whatever.
Oh man. Okay. I thought they were gonna do that in this movie, like you said. And then
okay, let's talk about Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma is worse than Boba Fett. Boba Fett actually.
I think Phasma's design is cooler, so I think she's better than Boba Fett.
Nope. You're wrong.
I can't be wrong about a design I like better.
No, I like the design of the Boba Fett more. I like the Mandalorian stuff. So
I like the shiny better than the stupid jetpack. That's it.
Okay, that's fine. I like Mandalorian stuff, so whatever.
Dude, that's bullshit. That doesn't matter.
It does to me, so whatever.
No. In the context of their own movies, Boba Fett sucks worse than she does.
Here, I'll explain why that's incorrect. Actually, is because
no. I'm talking about design only.
Okay,
because they're both just as vapid of characters.
Well,
but at least Finn has a kind of a thing with her, so there's a little more substance to it. Not much, but there's something. Well, what is Boba Fett's thing in the movies?
Okay, Boba Fett's thing is
he's a bounty hunter.
Yes.
Who hires him?
Vader.
Vader hires him, and what does he do?
He goes, tracks down freaking Han Solo,
and he gets eaten by a big vagina.
Yes.
And then Luke kicks him by not touching him.
Yes.
And I laugh every time.
Now here's why Boba Fett has more story implications than freaking Phasma does.
In the movies or in the Star Wars universe?
In the movies.
Okay, explain that to me.
Freaking, he tracks down Han Solo and tells Vader where he is, so Vader can go get him.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That one thing. He tracked down Han Solo.
Phasma's also the only person.
Now think about this though. Think about how important it is for Vader to find Han Solo in them and find Luke. You end up getting Luke. You end up getting the Luke, I am your father. the fight between Luke and Vader.
That's not a good reason to argue for Boba Fett that he was a part of an actual plot.
I'm not arguing. Okay.
They're both insignificant with just they're cool and they do some minor plot thing. But I'm saying the
outcome of that character I wish I talked about at the beginning of this of if you take a character out of a movie, think about what that does to the story, right? That'll determine if that character is important or not.
If you take Boba Fett out of the story, it makes no sense. But if you take Phasma out of the story, it also makes no sense. They're written for the story in mind. That's not a good argument for this.
I don't think Phasma
is the one who knows Finn is a traitor and leaves. Okay. So regardless, if it wasn't Phasma, it'd be another character who would know that.
Okay,
that's not a good argument for this.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
Okay, I'll agree.
That's what I mean.
Okay, fine.
You can't say because they're both plot relevant in some small capacity to some bigger thing.
One of them's worse than the other. Okay,
yeah.
Fine. I'll agree with you. They're both bad.
At this point.
They're both bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Phasma is good.
No.
But I think Phasma's design is fucking cool as hell. Okay. And I was really mad that, she's also just gone again. God damn it.
I don't even think we need to talk. She fights Finn for no reason. There was no emotional connection to there, and then she dies in 30 seconds.
Like,
it's a 30-second fight.
Finn's like, hey, you're the reason that I never got to leave, and you
which we never got to saw, so it doesn't matter. So as an audience, we have no freaking perspective there.
That's what I was really mad at. I'm like, okay, at least give me Finn and Phasma. What is, and show me like him getting kicked out as a kid or what? Yeah. What happened here?
Yep.
My expectations were not that much for this movie. I wanted that.
Yeah, but we didn't.
Like, what did Finn do when he was here in the First Order?
All
we got was that he used to mop where the technology was.
Yep.
I got that. And that he knows where some of the escapes are.
Luke!
I love you.
Poor Luke. Mark Hamill said that he disagreed with Rian Johnson.
I didn't hear about that. I agree with where they went with Luke on this. I like Luke in this movie. A whole bunch. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
It's funny. I don't. It was hard for me to write that part too, because I'm conflicted with Luke, right? Because like I said at the beginning, if you follow the logic of the movie, it doesn't make sense for the character's actions and what he says and what he does. It doesn't make sense, right? And you agree with that, right?
No, not entirely.
Okay, why?
I need to explain why do you not think it doesn't make sense? That's what I haven't heard from anybody like that part.
Okay, so.
Why do you not think it doesn't make sense?
The whole plot of
and what parts? Do you mean everything the way Luke is? Doesn't make sense?
I mean,
or some of it.
Well, I'm not going to say everything.
Okay, no. Okay, I'll keep it basic.
Okay.
Do you think him being angry at mistraining a Jedi and essentially ruining the Jedi religion forever is what he thinks, and want to isolate himself due to his failure and sadness on that island is the wrong part?
I don't. Okay. I'm glad you got to specific.
That's why, because that's the basic thing of like, why is he here? X, Y, and Z.
Here's why I don't like that. All right, is because
is it you don't like it or you don't think it makes sense?
I don't.
That's a distinction. I need.
Okay,
to know.
why I don't think it makes sense is
I need to know that part.
Because of why that happens is that. Okay, so the whole thing with Kylo and Luke is Luke starts sensing in Ben that Plagueis is
already taking
control. And his first instinct is, okay, let me see. I have to stop this. And he gets overwhelmed with anger real quick, puts out his lightsaber, and then that's when Kylo wakes. He wants to change his mind at that point. It was just a quick, fleeting moment in his brain, but he realizes that's probably a bad idea. But
he couldn't bring himself to do it.
But Ben already saw that, and it was over.
Out of fear.
Out of fear, it would make sense.
Life.
Now, that doesn't make sense for Luke. Okay?
I don't think that makes sense for Kylo.
No. I'm saying Luke's one moment of that one mistake doesn't seem like something Luke would do.
Well, no, it's what that mistake leads to.
No, that mistake doesn't make sense.
It leads to the part of the movie that they left out that I wanted was the Knights of Ren.
No, yeah, for sure. We can get into that, but
there was so much here. There was so much that if they had put something about it in the movie, it would have wrapped up. I feel like
you're just like skipping over what I'm saying. That scene of Luke making that mistake doesn't make sense for what Luke would have done. Remember what?
I think that's just. The characters, what I know, that's just theory crafting.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Look, the facts are. Look at how we leave Luke at the end of at 6 is fighting Vader and then realizing, no, I won't kill him because that's a bad thing to do. And he tells Palpatine at that point, or Sidious at that point, is I will never join the dark side.
But
he says that, and you see Luke, and you know he won't. You know, like that's.
But they always talk about you always have to try to fight the opposite of whatever you are.
Yes.
And remember, this is a long time after that.
It is a long time after
that.
As
much as I'd wish Luke wasn't.
But pause. But
okay, you know what? I honestly wish Luke wasn't that big of a deal because of stuff like that.
No, I agree.
Because okay, I don't think it doesn't make sense. I think it diminishes that moment. That's not a fault of the movie itself. That's just, I think, with like it doesn't make sense. I think it just ruins that moment more than it doesn't not make sense. Because we have no idea what happened in his life from that point until then.
Here's what I wish. You can make,
because even when he says like, presumably after that episode 6, he says for a couple years there was balance.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't, so I went to go train new Jedis.
Yes.
So we don't know what he had done or what he had seen.
Yeah.
So I think that's more theory crafting of like, it feels more like a how I feel.
Well, no, that's not actually true. That's not true.
That's what he says. Is that not what he says?
No. What he says is after 6, there's balance in the Force, and and what he's been told to do is to create new Jedi. Like Yoda tells him, "Hey, train new Jedi," and so he does. That's what happens. There's no moment. At least they haven't said there has been. There was no. They haven't said that there was a moment between 6 and 7 or 6 and.
They don't have to. It's just implied.
It's not implied.
You can see how old he is in that movie compared to.
I'm saying
between
6 and him training Jedi, there wasn't a bad moment. There was just
not that we were told. That's what I'm saying.
But not even.
It's not just theory crafting, just nonsense of whatever we feel is correct.
No, this isn't theory. This isn't theory at all. They don't imply that something bad happened.
No, it's not. They don't imply. That's the shitty part about it. You have to assume it. And if you don't, it doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense because they don't imply it. They don't show it. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more of just you're meant to assume it as an audience member.
That's so dumb. So dumb.
I don't think it's good. I just think it makes sense if you just have to, you're supposed to assume it yourself. But that doesn't make sense to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
In terms of how it's written, not logically,
okay.
Because some parts are over-explained and then not explained at all at the same time. That's why it feels so weird.
Yes.
Because they tell you too much. They tell you a lot of detail about certain parts and then little to nothing about others, and you feel like you're wanting unsatisfied.
Yeah. Like Luke's powers of like why he's a badass, that's cool. That makes sense. He trained on he read the books. Now here's part I don't get, and someone explained to me of just like, well, maybe he didn't, there was a gap between, no. Okay, so he goes to the island after he realizes I'm done. I want to cut, Jedi should end. Like I can't do this, right? And so he goes to the island, but then somehow on the island, he learns how to force project and learns all that stuff in the books because that conversation with Yoda, like he read those books, but he closed himself on for the Force. So why would he read those books if he closed himself off from the Force? There's that contradiction that makes no sense. It's a small thing. I know it's a small thing.
I think it was, that's the problem with it as well. They don't tell you lots of things either.
What's the timeline there? Did he go to the island, realize, thinking, I'm just gonna. Here's what the assumption is: I won't go to the island because I just want to get away myself.
From it all.
Yeah, and then
is like the whole place.
I read those books. I got stronger, and then realized no one should have this power. So I closed myself off.
I agree with you. I think what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel like it. Though.
I think what it's supposed to be is supposed to be like I'm losing because remember, Jedi in the Force is a religion.
Yes.
So I guess what we're supposed to assume is that he was losing his faith, and he just tried to spend it like. I have to find an answer in these books, like a religious person who's like losing their faith or whatever, and then he comes to his own conclusion of like, you know what, all this Force stuff is for nothing, even though it's not even like it's not like implied. We're told is that no, Luke was wrong.
Yeah,
which I do like the fact that it's like no, it was all in Luke's head. I do kind of like that because of course a single person would think that because of just their own guilt. I actually kind of like that part about Luke. That's my favorite part about it was that he realized I was wrong. He doesn't be shown it.
I think. It's just to me as an audience member.
Okay.
It's not compelling enough to change the character Luke Skywalker that we knew into the character from 6 to the character of Luke Skywalker that we see in 8.
I think I just really wanted the change more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't
think you're wrong or I'm right either on this part.
No, I don't.
I think you're more right on this because of just the writing is like inconsistent.
Exactly. But, it's inconsistent and
but I think I was really excited for the change to a character that we know.
No, that's the thing. I agree with you there too. I think
see, this is why this movie like it hurts. So like I don't know how I feel still. Yeah. There's so much that I love and hate about it.
I know. I like Dark Luke. I like that's cool. It's
a cool angle to do.
It's a cool angle to do. But if you're going to do it, go do it.
Go hard.
Do it.
Go in.
And that goes back to my first thing I talk about this movie is the feeling of this movie is inconsistent.
Yeah.
You want to be dark, but then you pull back before anything gets a chance to be
And
dark.
then you have Luke drinking titty milk, and I'm like, what am I supposed to think about this man?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
who's haunted by the
if you want me to connect and understand this character that we love so much did a mistake and feels this bad for it that he closed himself off from the Force.
From his family, from his close friends.
If you want me to believe that, then you have to show me the struggle in the character himself. You have to. I'm not going to just be like, you said that, so I guess I have to believe it.
You know what?
Well, real quick though. It's why I like Game of Thrones so much. Is because what Game of Thrones is all about is they don't have characters saying, yeah, Tyrion, all he does is drinks and has sex. No.
Yeah, with prostitutes.
They show Tyrion fucking people and
well, it's more than
drinking.
once. It's casual. It's a part. It's not just it's his character trait, like his strongest thing. It's just a casual thing he does while he does other shit.
They show, yeah, exactly.
And like this guy's kind of a scumbag.
What I like about
he's basically smart. Like you get more out of it than just he's a sex pervert or whatever.
Yeah. You don't.
There's more depth that you're shown
because they show it, not tell you. And with this movie, it felt a lot of like, we're just told that Luke is dark, but they don't show it because of all the jokes he makes and
okay. Listen, I want to see how you gauge this. I kind of agree with that point. I think it's more of a we'll show you. We'll tell you in the extended universe that we're making later.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's what it feels like.
That's what they're doing.
That feels too cynical.
No, that's what they're doing.
That I couldn't knock that thought from my head the entire film.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that feels too businessy, even for Star Wars.
So I guess now's a good time to say I've changed my mind on Star Wars from what you said. Because I think when we talked about Rogue One, that my original thoughts were I liked the extended universe stuff
because it was just even if it's not info,
if it's not in the movie,
yeah,
right. And you said that's dumb because if you're gonna have a movie, talk about it in the movie,
yeah,
right. I agree with you now on that because of this is the movie. This movie.
This is what happens. This is what we get. Yeah.
This is what happens if you do that. And I see it now.
I was scared of happening because they go really hard on like here is lots of little plot points that we can talk about, and some of them I get at Star Wars. You never really have to. Well, like you can. For funsies, we can like the casino. We can do that stuff later for funsies at a comic or whatever. Or like, hey, we might see like this character that we know go to this place like 20 years ago or something, whatever. But when you leave stuff like this so out in the open, or it's like, I want to know why Finn hates the First Order so much. Like, how did the brainwashing not work?
Well, here's a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
Poe Dameron, right? If you guys don't know, because if you didn't read the one comic,
I didn't. So please tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit?
Why is Poe Dameron the greatest pilot in the universe?
Oh yeah, they say that in this movie. Why?
Well, here's why. They don't say it in the movie. They say he is, but they don't say why.
Yeah, what did he do?
Here's why. When he was a child, his parents someone planted a force tree in his front yard, and that gave him force powers as he was growing up. And so Poe Dameron actually is a force user. This is canon. This is true.
No. That doesn't seem stupid, but it's like, why not?
Yeah. Why not mention it once?
You know what? Because it reminds me, like, they say, like, is that what's the new commander's name?
Holdo?
Is that the Holden, the whatever battle
Holden?
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Why didn't you do that for Poe?
Yeah.
Well, let's say, like, isn't he the force pilot, or the force fighter or something? I don't know. Like, give him something like, I can kind of imply what that means. We want more details. Go read the comic or supplementary or whatever. It's like it's like a comic book problem, but in a movie.
I was talking to the people on Elo Talk, and I mentioned that, and they were saying, "Yeah, you have to do your homework." And it's like,
no, you don't.
Don't tell me that for a movie. I'm watching a movie.
You watch a movie to see a movie. It's not a fair. That's not a good argument.
And it's not a good look. I understand what they're saying. It's Star Wars, and if you want to learn everything about Star Wars, you got to do your homework. I agree with that. But if you're going to make a movie, you have to balance that.
You can't expect the average person to go like read all these fucking books and wikis. That's not. That's
even
not fair.
Even a fan. I haven't read all the comics.
You're a fan of this shit, and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it, and I don't even know what's going on because I'm not. They haven't given me reason to. They haven't comforted me enough to know that if I do that, I will feel good about this series. I don't know if I will. I'll just be more mad that why didn't they put that in the movie? Okay, let's move on to
the next part.
Rey and Kylo. Rey and Benjamin Solo.
Yeah. Besides the one bit with him, like, can you put a cloak on? Or
yeah, that was dumb.
Shitty part.
So
that part was dope. Everything with them.
No, yeah, that's my.
Favorite. At first, I didn't like it.
I thought it was weird. I didn't know what was happening.
This is weird. Like, wait, people can talk through the Force like this?
Yeah. But we knew that there was. Since episode 5,
that's what it was. But it was like the visual, like seeing them like in a like talking like that, like to empty space.
Well, no, it's. No, see, I know what you mean, but remember in episode 5 when Luke is on the spire, on the bottom spire of Bespin, and then Leia is in the Millennium Falcon, and Luke is closing his eyes, and you get that same shot that we see in the movie the entire time of 8 is close up on his face and saying Leia, 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 and then you see the close up of Leia saying Luke, Luke, and they can see each other, and it's the same shot in this, but I think the reason it's jarring is because people forgot.
It was jarring to me. It's jarring to me because like they're talking like there is a person there.
Exactly,
that's all because
it's more explicit.
That's
See, in the original one, it happened once.
Because when
twice,
I first saw it, I was like,
whatever,
is she hallucinating because she's like obsessed?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, no, it's the Force. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It just took a little bit to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
Those parts were really cool.
Yes.
It's exactly what I wanted from those characters.
Yes.
Because we all knew it was going to be like, these two have to, there's going to be something with these two.
Yes.
Not that shipping bullshit, whatever.
No, I don't think so.
Story going on.
Yeah.
Like,
that was my favorite part of the movie, actually.
Yeah.
The dynamic between, honestly, Kylo might be my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah, holy shit. Kylo does
it makes so much sense. From the beginning of him going to Snoke and like, it's like, take that dumb mask off. And then he goes in the elevator and breaks the mask.
Yeah, he breaks it. And I'm like, oh, sweet.
Because I like that of just like, all he wants is to like live up to his legacy, the legacy of Vader.
Stop being called a child.
That's all he,
They keep like everything they call him like, they call him like, oh, like you're a shadow of like your past. Like you're just some kid. You don't care. You're like a kid like can dress up.
Yeah.
Like nobody respects him.
And
of course he'd be that angry. That's what's happened.
And I knew, and I've liked Kylo more than most people, like even in 7. But I
liked him in 7 a lot.
But I understood why people thought he was
at first. Yeah, I was like, I can get why people
now
don't like
8
him.
makes it a little bit more makes it make more sense of just like, oh well, the dynamic between him and Snoke makes more sense of just like any time he does something good or bad, he gets reamed for it.
Yeah,
and it's just like that makes sense.
It's a man who can never win.
Yes. It's a very good dynamic.
When he was trying to be good, he felt betrayed. When he was trying to do what he thought was a natural calling, nobody respects him.
Yeah. Okay, so
he's like he's eternally tormented by the light.
So Rey, I like Rey more in this movie. I hated Rey in 7 because Rey made no sense. She was too inconsistent. One moment she was like hard and reserved or whatever, and then all of a sudden she sees BB-8, she's all excited and cutesy or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's like excited about space stuff, and then there was too many points in 7 that it didn't feel like, it felt like
they were giving her too much to do as one character.
Yeah, it felt like the writers didn't know what they wanted Rey to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in this movie, they fixed it. They made it better. Where, okay, here's what Rey is. She's curious. She wants to learn what's happening. Yeah. Because her whole life has been, I'm waiting for my parents. And I've been hearing these stories about Luke. Yeah. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe that's important. I don't know. And I feel like that's important.
And I can feel the Force, I think. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I'm just biding time till somebody fixes my problems.
There's the character motivation. You did it.
And they did
made me care about Rey.
They did that a little bit in the 7th movie, but not enough where I'm like, what are you exactly?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because Rey was just main character.
Yeah, she was main character who was cool, I guess.
That's why I liked Finn, because Finn was a character.
Yeah.
Who did things that was, Finn would do this.
Yeah.
That's why I like Finn so much.
Yeah.
And Finn just became like a plot.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So that's why I liked him so much. Because like, oh, I can tell what your personality is, what your motivations are. Mm-hmm.
What you're going to do next, yeah.
I don't know where you come from or what you're going to in the future, but I like you. I want to see where you go.
Yeah, now Rey has a lot of that.
Which Rey deserves more spotlight, obviously.
Yes.
But I was like, man, Finn, also disappointed with Finn.
So, okay, what is your thought of the reveal that, the quote unquote reveal, air quotes, that
Snoke is
her
just
parents, that her parent, we'll get into the Snoke thing, that Rey's parents are just a bunch of junkers who.
Fucking rad. So happy.
Do you believe, okay.
And I think it was on purpose.
I'm trying I'm trying to do. I think I've done a good job so far of not theory crafting this whole review.
Yes, yeah, I know. It's like, okay, let's go. Okay,
but I have to now.
Say your piece.
Now we're doing it.
Say your piece.
Okay, my theory has been from the beginning, and I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think because the way the series has been set up now. My theory originally was that Rey was some type of clone experiment or something of Luke's hand, which is Maz Kanata knows that a little bit, which is why she had. Because she had to have had the hand if she had the lightsaber.
It would make sense if she had both.
Yeah.
Right.
And why she was so interested in Rey. And and I thought that would have been an interesting thing for her character of just who are your parents?
It's like Luke would be so angry.
Because her whole motivation in 7 was, I'm waiting on this planet, waiting for my parents. Well, here's what we're going to do. You don't have parents.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool twist.
I thought it was going to be that, actually. For like the subversion twist.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, your parents were just scumbags because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because of the theme of the movie of subverting expectations, and the past doesn't need to be everything.
Yeah.
Which I really dug. When it did that stuff.
Yeah, I like if you're that I've warmed up to it more the more I thought about it. Of just like, okay, your goal is because their goal now is they're gonna be making Star Wars movie every year until you die, and after that, remember this, guys. And so what they want to do is get rid of Skywalkers, get rid of get rid of whatever, all that. They want to
get those families out of the office.
Yeah, they want to get new stories. And it's like, okay, fair.
But how do you do that in a way that doesn't piss everyone off?
Because it looks like they want to get rid of the Jedi and Sith, which is dumb. Don't do that. Don't get rid of Jedi and Sith.
Which is why Rey is there saying no. You can't throw away everything.
Yeah.
Which I was like, this is a really interesting idea that's done through characters.
Mm-hmm. And I feel
like it's like we're watching the writers going, wait, we want to do something new, but we can't throw away everything. This is Star Wars. We can't do that. It's like people arguing back and forth. So they had to settle through character mode. That part was the highlight of it.
Yeah, I like that. I
like it's literally.
I still don't know.
It's a little obvious where it's like it's Kylo going. We have to burn it all down. It has to all go away.
Yeah.
But I love like the passion behind that scene of like how angry he is because you understand why he hates it so much.
Yeah. You see it. You see why he hates it. Yeah.
All of the old
both sides hate him.
All the old systems that have been in place, even the new ones now, fuck him over.
Yeah.
They do nothing but hurt him. And Rey, they don't help her either.
No,
she's just there. She never met. She says you're never anything.
Well, remember the scene.
The Force.
Now, remember that scene when she was on the island training with Luke? I don't like the visualization.
The mirror stuff?
Yeah.
That mirror stuff, I was like, I would have liked it if it went somewhere. It did nothing. I was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, no, okay, now here's, remember what she said before that. She said, show me.
My parents.
Yeah. Show me my parents, yeah.
So I was like, oh, is this going to be like a hidden reveal? Herself.
All she sees is herself, which is... Oh, when I saw that, I was like, my theory, there it is.
That's why I was like, Lucy, if you're right, you're going to gloat about it all day.
I will, but then I
kind of wished you were right.
No,
just to see you be happy about a theory being right.
Here's the thing, though. If she said, show me my parents, and all she saw was herself, why would Kylo say, I've seen who your parents are, they're just junkers? Those two things don't make sense together. So one of those two things isn't true, because both of those two things can't be true. So I don't know
what the fuck that mirror thing was either.
I don't really. Well,
that's why I can't quite throw away your theory either.
I kind of know what it is. So that's the first.
It's still canon in the current universe.
So okay, so remember, you have to remember some lore here that is actually explained in the movie.
I won't so explain it.
Huh?
I don't remember.
Okay, so that island is the first ever Jedi temple.
Yeah, it is where the original Jedi.
It's the first ever. Yeah. And if you see on the ground there is in the middle of the temple, there's a picture of this guy, like a Buddha looking dude with like that looks like Snoke. There's a theory there. We'll get into
aliens.
And half the size light, half the size dark, and there's like a lightsaber in the middle.
Yeah, the balance of Jedi.
Yeah, that was the first, and we know, and here we get to stuff that you don't know because it was in a book. That symbol is of the first ever Jedi.
I know about that. Yeah.
Right? And people
can be born a certain.
And the whole idea of the first Jedi was you have to balance the light and the dark. And that island, that whole was the feeling was like the dark, right? That goes down to the dark. It's the same thing of when Luke was training with Yoda, going to that little tunnel, and Yoda said, "Don't go there. That's where the darkness is."
Right.
It's the same. It's the same theme.
It's a visual metaphor for that.
Yeah, it's a visual metaphor for the dark, and because the dark
of giving in.
What the dark does, why it's appealing to people is because it's chaos. It's the thing I want to learn, and best place to learn is chaos because a bunch of information is there.
Nothing can stop you here.
Yeah, and so that's what that representation was, and that made sense. Like the idea of that made sense to me.
Okay, I didn't know about that. I forgot about that visual metaphor in the old movies, but
yeah.
Okay, and then keep going with what you were saying.
You're
talking about like the lore and the mirror.
I mean, I really made a piece. I think of just like her parents. I don't know where they're gonna do with her parents. Again, I don't believe that they're just junkers.
I do. Only because of the way other parts of this movie would lie to your expectations.
Well, also remember the end of the movie of the kid with
with force powers.
Yeah,
so like people can just be born with it.
Yeah,
which is we've known that
but
Star Wars, but
yeah,
movies I don't think have established that quite as much.
No,
other than just like Luke.
Well, I think they did, but not well. Here's what they've established. How I understand this. We're already an hour and a half in this podcast. God dang.
We said we had a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. So, what they've established in this movie is, or in the movies is, back in the day, anyone could be Jedi.
Yeah,
I have to mention. I'm not going to mention. Okay, I'm going to mention the word midichlorians, not because of like that was the main thing, but we have to. It's canon. That was a thing. Certain people were born with more you can call it more force, whatever.
You're better using the force. That's all it is. You have,
and it wasn't assigned. It was assigned fairly randomly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just innate. You're born. It's like you're rolling stats on an RPG. It's like you just get these stats.
After Order 66, what?
No, because that order was like, just I'll call it Order 66. Can't say 666 because that's devil.
Yeah.
We gotta make it evil sounding though. So 66.
After Order 66,
do it.
They.
I love that fucking line. It's so bad.
Good. It's so good.
Just do it.
Unlimited power. Yeah, all of it's good.
I love the villains and in the prequel, the villains I fucking love them.
It's so good.
Except for Dooku. Dooku's like a stick on the wall.
That's why I like him because he's so boring.
He's hilariously boring.
Yeah, he's a good actor too.
But he's way too good. Come on, he's way too good for that fucking role.
Everyone's good. Dude. Remember they freaking chose. Oh my god, Mace Windu. The most charismatic actor of all time, and he was boring.
And he made him just like stone faced.
Yeah. They made Samuel Jackson boring. George Lucas made Samuel Jackson boring.
Well, you know what Samuel Jackson got in return?
You
got to pick a Culver's lightsaber.
Yeah, cool.
That's all he got out of it.
Okay,
also gonna be really boring.
All right, so where was I? Okay, yeah.
People in the Star Wars universe,
they used to be just anyone could be born with it, and then after Order 66, that spark of like anyone could die. Like they talked about in the story, like that. In the movies, like I don't remember when, but I know for a fact in one of these movies that they say like that spark was died. Like all people just aren't born with it anymore. And what they were showing in this movie is that spark is, the Force Awakens. It's coming back. It's back. Yeah. People now have those powers again.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
But do you think it's starting with that kid or starting with when Rey was born?
I think it was with Rey.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But here's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there is a connection between Rey and Kylo, right?
Yeah,
outside of Snoke.
There has to be a narrative.
Outside of Snoke.
Yeah, because of the way they're like they even talk about how similar their power is.
Yeah.
But
why?
Yeah,
right.
And I think we will get that answer in the next movie.
We'll get it answered.
But I honestly don't. Okay, I want an explanation. I want people to say like with words.
Mm-hmm. But we probably won't see it.
No, I don't want it to be. I want it to be like a 5-minute flashback at most of like someone explaining it as like they're showing like why all these people are getting these force powers or whatever. Like why do the people around the same age all have like this potential for extraordinary power? Or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the reason a lot of people, including myself, why some parts of 7 I didn't like, well, a lot of people agree, is that she has really good powers innately.
Yeah,
even
without explaining it.
And then they don't.
And look, if you make it to where her parents are just no one, that scene of her like knowing stuff makes no sense. Now she has the Jedi books and she's gonna read and she's gonna learn more and she's gonna build her own lightsaber. Obviously, it'll make sense.
They're all gone.
No. A lot of people miss this. There's a scene at the end where they're opening the Millennium Falcon. There's a drawer and all the books are in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why Yoda was laughing because he knew that he burned down the tree without actually. Yeah, he was a troll.
Well, then fuck that scene. That scene sucks now.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
That's everything that I didn't want.
Yeah, well.
That fucking blows. Now my favorite scene's ruined.
Really?
All the weight of it is gone.
Okay, so let's talk about that scene then.
That was the best scene of the movie, if that was true.
Do you like CGI puppet Yoda?
Yes.
Me too.
I was like, yeah, he's a fucking puppet. Hell yeah.
Best Yoda. Yeah.
I was like, Yoda looks ugly. Like he should.
Yes.
And he's laughing at he's laughing at Luke freaking out over nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
So good. All right.
I was so happy. I was like, Yoda. Oh no, it's Yoda. Oh yeah, he's a weird fucking puppet. Yeah, he's laughing like a weird guy. Because of course he would. Yeah.
I think we have to talk about Snoke now, and because we gotta wrap this up.
I love everything to do with Snoke in this movie.
I hate everything to do with Snoke in this movie.
Not because of what he did at first, of what they did with him after he gets fucking killed.
I'm literally the opposite. I love.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna hate.
I love the way. Okay, here's
Can
what
I get into why that scene with. Okay, but we skipped one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Okay,
why
what?
I thought it was the best thing in the movie.
What?
Because what is it? Mark Hamill's whole thing is like the Jedi it shouldn't exist anymore. It's wrong. It's bad for everyone. It'd be better if I was dead and this never happened in the first place. So he hesitates, but he's like, I can't get rid of like all the Jedi stuff. It's like old and sacred.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yoda, because he's a spooky ghost and they have spooky ghost powers, he's like, no, let's just get rid of it. Oh. And then Mark is like, Luke is like, what? Why would you do that? Even though I don't like it.
And then she says she has everything with her that she needs. Well, she does. She has the book
that she needs. And then what I thought without that book shit of her having them, I thought it was like, you know what? Because Yoda even says it's like he even says like the worst thing about being a master is that you will never your students will always surpass you and do something you'll never be able to know how to do.
Yeah.
And I thought was like, oh, it's a literal like burning of the torch. It's like, you know what? Traditions and all these rules are fine. And they're important for keeping things alive.
But some things have to go.
Some things just have to go. Things have to change.
Yeah.
And like that would have been a great moment because it's the new Star Wars.
It still is a good. They are,
but
burning,
it loses a lot of that.
It does lose a lot of it.
The books are fine. If it was like one book, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like that she saved it because like she wanted to know what.
No, all the books.
It's like no, it didn't matter.
I mean, look, that weight's still there to me because remember this is the first ever Jedi Temple. That is the first Force tree ever.
What it meant, it was like, okay, all this bullshit that we talked about in the early times.
But yeah,
it doesn't need to come. It doesn't need to come anymore.
Yeah.
We can just do our own things and we can do our own Star Wars.
Yeah, this is where I think we disagree on our love of Star Wars. Is I want the old stuff. I want to see what they do with the old Republic. I want to see what happens.
They did that already in good games and good books and good comics.
But it's not canon, and that's what I'm saying. I want to know.
Okay, but whether it's canon or not doesn't. And as of now, whether it's canon or not doesn't hurt me anymore.
Okay,
because I'm like, you know what? The Old Republic, that game. Well, actually, no, KOTOR. Yeah, KOTOR 2 still kick fucking ass.
Yeah, no. Republic, I agree with you. I've also made
all the stories, regardless of if they're canon or not. They're fantastic stories.
Yes, I agree with you.
Everything that is going forward. I want, like, me and you, like, honestly, in like maybe 5 years, you could even write a Star Wars book. That's canon. No, that idea is like so interesting to me. Where it's like people who grew up with that shit is not canon anymore. They can do their own stories. They can do all of this. Is what I care more about.
I agree with you.
Than worshiping the past.
I'm trying so hard to agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. But what I want to learn what the new old Republic is.
No, I'm so sick of it. We spent so long explaining that shit already. I don't care anymore.
Okay, well, I care. I like that stuff.
We spent so much.
Let's talk about Snoke.
They spent so much time.
I know. Let's talk about Snoke.
Snoke got fucking rocked and I cheered.
No.
I was so...
No.
I cried. I'll explain why.
Okay, why do you like it?
I know you like it because lore, because...
Yes, all of it.
Snoke. No.
Plagueis.
What I loved about it, this is the best like expectation lowering, like flip on you that I've seen in this movie. Where he's doing, when Plagueis showed up as a dude, it's like, oh cool, you're a dude. Obviously.
You said Plagueis.
Plagueis, dark plague.
Snoke. It's Snoke, right?
Snoke.
Or is it Plagueis? It's Plagueis, right?
I don't fucking know and I don't care. Because he's a boring villain. They made him in this movie. Because when he walks in with Kylo, he is giving Kylo the same goddamn speech that Luke gets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we doing this again? Are you serious? We spent like an entire movie going like, okay, nostalgia's cool. This stuff was great, wasn't it? All right, awesome. Let's move on. Let's do something new. And he's doing like the same kind of fucking speech. I was like, are we really gonna do like the same story, but kind of like a little bit of a twist on like what Vader's thing was? Are we doing this again? Are you serious?
Well,
and then way faster than I thought, Kylo goes, no, I don't care what you think. I'm forging my own story.
Yeah.
Regardless of however ready you think I am.
I like
whatever.
that.
And just, no, we're done with this. This whole plot of like this big mastermind. No, fuck this. We're doing our own story. This is done. I'm over this.
Okay, fine. Look.
That's why I love that part so much.
I understand. And I
that's
agree
why you can see why you disagree on it so hard.
I agree with you to a point.
It is a literal and figurative burning of this story that isn't interesting anymore.
Here's why I disagree. Here's what I disagree with, though. Why would you show Snoke? Sneaky? Why is Snoke okay? Right? Why does because Snoke said he hates Luke? Right? Why? He's not a Sith. We know Snoke isn't a Sith
because he's against the First Order. That's all.
No, he's Luke. No, he's not. Luke is on a island.
The idea of the whole movie is that if Luke comes back, the rebellion gets strong. So if he comes back, people that he doesn't like get stronger, regardless of so by proxy he doesn't like him. That's all it is.
That sounds like a post hoc like that sounds like after the fact though. Like it doesn't.
No, it's just that simple. They literally everyone keeps saying if the first movie like Luke comes back, the rebellion has a shot because he inspires hope because he was a hero in his time.
I think maybe I just can't accept it doesn't.
It's because your whole world. Because when I saw them, like, oh man, Lewis' world like shattering before his eyes.
It doesn't
all
make
this cool stuff that they could have done with that character, like his past, is gone. And I was like, man, that must suck for people like you. That's why that part I get why people can hate it because it's like it says, hey, you care about the lore and whatever, get fucked. We're doing something different. I can get why people cannot like that.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, yes, they're taking a risk. Yes, they're doing it.
God, I was so happy. I'm gonna try my best to take myself out of the jack off lore stuff.
Honestly, at this point, for this, you don't have to.
No, I do.
Okay,
I do to make a case because I do think it's still bad if you take that out. And
okay,
why.
explain that.
Okay. In the context of 7 and 8, Snoke is this powerful Force user that we know for a fact has seen. He said I've seen empires rise and fall. Like he's been around since the beginning. Like
he's so strong, he can throw people using the Force in like a different area.
Yeah. He
So
and he's old.
Luke,
He's seen it all. Like he's been around forever.
He's an old
What
alien.
has he been doing? Why does he have the strength? Who is he?
He trained real good.
Why? Like it doesn't. It's frustrating from a narrative perspective.
See, for me, I was like, I'm so tired of like the super villain.
I understand. I agree. Look, I can agree with. See, that's the thing. Here's where I agree with you. Okay. Let's assume that all that stuff that I just said was explained, right?
Yeah.
Then I would like this. I would like Snoke dying and Kylo taking over.
Because
I like that.
Because
I do like the idea of like get rid of the supervillain. Let's have this crazy whiny baby be a.
Is it because it just feels really like unsatisfying?
It is unsatisfying.
And is that
you built up this guy and then kill him off? Maybe. I don't think he's dead. Without. I'm trying so hard not to do the theory stuff.
We're so far into this, you might as well.
Okay. I don't think he's dead. It would upset me to my core.
Right on both of these things, then this movie is way worse for me. Because the parts that you hate that are if they change the next movie and they fix them, this movie fucking blows.
See, it actually to me it makes it better because what it does.
See, that's why. That's my problem.
Yeah. Well,
even it makes you happy. It makes me very upset.
Well, even if you take out, let's say Snoke isn't Plagueis, right? Let's take out that Plagueis theory.
Let's say like he lied or whatever.
Like, whatever. Name. Yeah, he's lied.
Very
he's so
possible.
powerful that he. Because remember what he was saying. Remember what he was at that moment. That is very important for all these theories, and that's not just for jack off theory stuff.
It's in the actual movies.
It's in the actual movie. What he says is, "All right, I can see into because his eyes are closed and he's facing Kylo with the lightsaber next to him and Kylo right up in front of Rey, and he's saying, I can see the hatred in you. I can see you." Wielding your lightsaber and as you are about to strike your true enemy. Yeah. He says that. He can see that, right? And then he strikes. He ends up, killing Snoke.
His true enemy.
I have a feeling because we already know that with the Force, you can project yourself and be a tangible object, right?
Yeah.
You can project, right?
Well, partially tangible, like Luke did.
Well, if you can do that, who's to say you can't become so powerful where you can make yourself like
look like you cut in half?
Yeah.
Sure, that's totally possible.
That totally makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Sure, because the Force can just do anything at this point.
The Force
is a very versatile power.
Here's what I see: Snoke, because Snoke said, "I really want you to be the new Vader." He said that. I want you to be the new Vader.
I want you to be my new perfect right hand man, like Palpatine had in the past.
Yeah. This was a test in my view. Like it makes sense if this was a test. And okay, I want to see, will Kylo do it or not?
Man.
This is the final test. I'm not going to be here just in case if shit goes wrong.
Oh man,
right?
This feels like lazy writing. Oh, I don't want this anymore because they could totally do this. It makes perfect sense.
It makes sense,
but it feels like it's such a cop out of like we're gonna do like it feels like antithesis of everything they're doing in this movie. Of, like trying to make things different.
See
because that plot idea is not original.
No, it's not.
That's what sucks about it.
I don't know. I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted on what I want to. Like it's impossible to make a Star Wars movie, all right? And I'll explain why.
We'll also make a perfect Star Wars movie.
I'm not even perfect. Just
Star Wars has inherent flaws in it just by making one.
Yeah, well,
now especially
it's too big. It's too big. It's way too big to make.
Because you can never please everybody.
Yeah, that's not the. You have to appeal to writers, directors, producers, publishers. You have to.
And I'm still so mad
Disney.
Making that fucking Solo movie.
You have to appeal to Disney. You have to appeal to toys. You have to. And you have to make a good story.
To kids, to commercial.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
It's Herculean task. If anyone worked on Star Wars, anything, Godspeed to you. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anything Star Wars.
I don't know what I want for the Snoke arc.
But it wasn't this.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely not. I don't want him
Would you be fine if he got his own movie about him?
No.
And like what?
Oh, well.
Well, like a side movie that wasn't about some of his past?
Yes. We're getting a book, so I know that's happening. Here's if as long as in 9 they can explain who Snoke is, why he's important. And even if he's dead, well,
give us something.
Just give me something. Don't just create someone that looks cool, right? Just to look cool and then die again. Because that's all you've ever done for me in these last 3 movies. It's just
They betrayed you.
Look cool, but are completely meaningless for the overall.
That was all of Rogue
story.
One.
That's all of Rogue One.
But Rogue One at least had a point for like, hey, if you're a fan of this series, whatever.
Yeah.
And they gave you like some like, hey, you got to see this person when they're young, or you got to see how like the rebels aren't all clean.
So that's my take on Plagueis. Okay.
God,
now I want to
fuck all this. That stuff makes sense, and that's gonna be shitty if it's true. I'd rather what you said just like, explain it next movie. He's still dead.
Yeah. Porgs are dumb.
Because we had like, remember how intimidating Palpatine was?
Uh-huh.
Because remember, before this, we knew none of this shit. Palpatine was shooting lightning out of his hands.
Yeah.
That shit was horrifying.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, he can just do that, and, and he's like laughing while he's doing it. It's scary.
He's doing it easily too.
Yeah, he's like laughing, like walking, like he's taking a stroll.
Yeah.
And it's fucking intimidating.
Yeah. That's
why they try to make it like Isildur is pretty intimidating this week when he's on Kylo because it knocks him back really fucking far.
Yeah.
It's like with one hand, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's scary. It's intimidating because that's what.
But I know what you mean. We've done that already.
Yeah, because they weren't doing enough that at least we could see with that character that was going to change it up.
Yes.
Because like, oh, we're getting another guy,
and that's
who's really dark. And what did dark to him? He got real strong.
That's what's frustrating about magic. That's what's frustrating about this movie is that. Because I think it didn't explain him. So why? Like,
I think my main beef with the movie is that like, okay, when it's all this weird stuff that we change on you is all said and done, where do we go from here?
No, yeah.
They leave you. They leave you with questions more than story threads.
Yeah.
That's my unsatisfying thing with this movie.
Let's talk about a couple of things
that we both agree on. Can we talk about at least how? Okay, do we both agree that scene with Rey and Kylo fighting was like the sickest shit ever?
That was awesome.
It was so fucking cool. It was really violent too.
I love the visuals of this movie.
That red room with their armor is so fucking dope.
I like that scene of Kylo standing there with looking over his army, whatever. Like,
yeah, it's really cool.
There's good visualizations. Again, Rian Johnson's an amazing director.
And there's a really good moment where he's shooting all the lasers at Luke. The only bad part is like, dude, you got him.
Yeah.
But like that scene of like just him being furious trying to kill Luke.
And then he just walks out. Yeah, that was dumb, but that was cool.
Fanboy moment. It was fucking dope. Come on.
Dumb but cool.
Okay, the only dumb like humor thing that I think really worked was when Luke does like the dirt thing off his shoulder.
Oh, that did not work at all.
I liked it. I
didn't like it at the time, but then I do remember.
I will not say it's good. Okay. I think it works for me.
Okay,
because I'm like, after that grandiose bullshit of like, it's an anime thing where it's like, so many lasers, like, oh, he shouldn't live. How could he live? I'm like, okay, that for me it worked.
Okay.
Also, I like Luke's trick at the very end.
No, that was amazing.
I like that because I was
amazing.
Like, we finally got to see Luke like show off his real Jedi powers. It was. So, I like the send off actually. I really.
No, me too. I love that.
That's because it's so perfect.
It makes sense. The only thing that makes sense for Luke is him dying at the end.
That's the way he.
The way he died.
When I saw him, like when they said like, oh, he's a distraction just to save us all. I was like, don't tell me they're just gonna fight. And he's gonna die here. It's like, oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna be like, oh, the Jedi will live forever and he just dies. I'm like, that's gonna be so lame if they do that.
I thought they were going to.
I was like, oh fuck.
At this point, who knows?
I was like, I don't know. Like, don't do that, man, please. And I was like, oh no, he was just protecting really fucking hard and floating. And you're gonna see the two suns. I'm like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, they played the music and it was perfect.
I was like, hey, nostalgia, that's a good part though, because that means a lot to him. You seem like really sad about it.
Yeah. Single tear.
But whatever, he's gonna be a ghost.
Yeah.
Because he believed in
everybody. We'll see Mark Hamill again.
I hope I get to see Mark Hamill forever. I love Mark Hamill so much.
Best. He's a good boy. All right.
Got a very good voice.
All right, let's talk about some of the dumb, silly stuff that was in this movie. Just like extra stuff.
Like goofs.
Porgs.
Dumb. Porg. Oh yeah, the porgs.
Worse than Jar Jar.
Oh yeah, you hate them more than Jar Jar. Jar Jar, hell no.
I think Jar Jar way worse. Here's why.
Because Jar Jar speaks and flaps his gums and says words that matter.
Yes.
Porgs are there for like 3 minutes at max in the movie, and they're just there for like a little visual gag. That's it. They're not offensive.
Okay.
They're also there for like just to establish that there's other things on this island that keep Luke busy.
Yeah.
Like they show like the life and death, and they show like the porg sleeping and like their eggs.
I don't know.
They were fine. There were nothing bad with them. I just hate how much you could tell that Disney made
just there
them
for toys.
To market.
Yeah,
they're not bad on their own. They're bad because of
okay, name one other thing in another Star Wars movie that's just there for toys. That literally moves the plot zero.
Pod racing.
All right.
Pod racing.
All right, fair.
That whole scene is so elaborate to sell toys.
Fair.
All it did was like, oh, Luke. He can kind of fly a ship.
There you go.
Because he pod races.
That's literally some.
But
plot.
that entire race scene wasn't needed because he just showed him just ducking around the machines.
Yeah.
We just built machines like in his spare time and flew them.
Yeah.
We need that whole like 5-minute race scene. But okay, I'm saying that. Keep in mind, I do love that scene.
No,
very
for
much,
sure.
It's very cool. It wasn't needed. It was there for toys. Lightsabers were not meant to be toys, but And the prequels, they made them into toys because they gave them different colors.
Yeah. I don't know. I just porked them. And there's no reason for...
Captain Phasma was totally made to be a toy.
Yes.
I still would totally love to have that toy.
Yeah.
Like
there are zero reasons for porgs to exist in this movie.
No, of course.
Yeah. That's all.
That's not bad enough for me to get mad about, but I'm like, I hate just, hi corporate, what's up?
Yeah.
I can see it.
And I hate how people love... And then, well, here's another thing.
Because people love to be marketed towards. Come on.
Here on Talking on Elo Talk, like, when I said I hate porgs, they're completely useless. They're like, no, man, like everyone loves porgs. And like, they're like mad at me for hating porgs. It's like, how?
They're not that interesting.
They're boring.
They're there.
Like, even the Vulptics, which are the ice fox, that's what they're called, Vulptics.
They're way cooler.
They're just a big old MacGuffin, but sure, they look cooler at least.
They actually do something.
Well, it's a MacGuffin, but yeah, they do something.
I think their design is a lot better.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, arguably the porgs feel more like classic Star Wars with their alien design.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want new stuff, and the Vulptics look new.
I think because BB-8 went over so well because it's a really good design.
Mm-hmm.
And although they did use him a little too much in this movie.
Why was he piloting the ATST?
That, when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's the dealer dude. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I thought.
I was like, oh, why is BB-8 doing it?
I think I like literally looked like over to my friend and I was like, no, this is bad.
I went, oh, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
no, this is bad.
Sure, I guess we're doing that. Because I get it.
That was R2 flying bad.
I get it, R2's done that, but like,
That was as bad as R2 flying.
It was worse than R2 flying. Because I thought it was something cooler. That's why.
You're right. R2 flying is cooler, but all right.
No. I thought it was going to be the dealer like doing the cool thing.
Okay.
It's like, oh, it's just BB-8 again. I was like,
mean.
oh, it's even worse.
Anyways, Leia flying. Speaking of flying,
hilariously bad.
Hilarious.
Like how they let that in.
Okay. All right.
Why has it got to be like that?
Right. Now it's and everyone has agreed with me on that. Like everyone agrees that was bad. I've heard zero people think that was good.
Yeah. Why?
But
do it like that.
But then they defend it. It's like,
wait, people who like don't hate it.
Yeah. It's
okay,
like,
how are they defending it? I've heard no one defend it.
Well, here's the idea. We know that Leia can use the Force.
Yeah, that's been known forever.
There is a book apparently, of course, or a comic or something that she has used, like actually used it in the combat before. Like,
sure, that would make sense.
Sure,
yeah,
she's done stuff.
She's from an era where more people had the Force, so she could have trained it with Luke in her fucking spare time. Whatever. I don't fucking know.
This might sound like Neil deGrasse Tyson level of criticism of just like science stuff.
No, I'm tuning out if you're gonna say this bullshit. I want actual reasons why it looks stupid.
No, that does look stupid. No, but here's one thing though that no one's talking about that I just got reminded of, and I just want to mention it.
How can everyone breathe when there's no oxygen all the time?
No, that's fine. Whatever, it's space. Who cares? They're aliens. Sure. No, here's what I don't get. She gets sucked out to the vacuum of space. Right? We see that happen. Yeah. She gets flown out.
Lots of people.
Right? Everything gets flown out.
And that probably looks really bad too.
But then,
because her head just gets really close to the camera.
But you know how they get her inside the ship?
Yeah.
They open the door and nothing flies out of the ship.
It doesn't make no sense.
All right. That was it. It's just like, you can't have both of those things. You can't have vacuum and then not.
That whole scene was stupid.
Yeah, everything
and
about it.
I don't know what they were going for there.
I could visually feel my body going, no.
Don't do this to her, man.
Die. Because, okay,
I did kind of like how they tricked people into thinking that she died way earlier than she did.
So many times.
I was super happy with that, how they fucked everyone up with that. Like,
I'm not
tricked you.
Well, then what are they going to do with 9S? I think, are they just going to like...
They're like, hey, she's busy on another planet.
Or she's dead. She just died. She had cancer.
I'd be fine with that.
That's the only way. I'm fine with it only because there's no other way for them to do it.
I'm way happier that she dies in the next movie. Or is going to go away next movie. Because I was really scared.
I saw some tweet.
They're going to write her off shittily in this movie.
I saw some tweet or something that the way that these movies are supposed to go is Han dies in the first one, Luke dies in the second one, and Leia dies in the third one.
That's what I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
But
But now
that would make perfect sense, but it was like...
That's why they tried so hard to keep her alive in this one. Yeah. It was just like, no, she dies in the next one.
It seemed like they didn't have to like make up a lot of footage for what they had. So it seems like what she shot was planned.
Yeah. Which is weird. How did they did all that stuff early? But
movie shoots are weird. Movies are not shot in order.
Yeah. Ever. Yeah.
Well, not on purpose, at least.
Yeah.
I'm just happy
maybe they just shot... I was thinking maybe they shot all the older people stuff first.
That's what I honestly think they do for all these movies in case they fucking die.
Yeah.
That's why if you ever read like the news reports about like episode 7, fucking Han Solo's actor got hurt a lot.
Yeah, he was flying a plane and broke his leg.
Here, actually.
Yeah.
He actually flies in near our city sometimes. He was like, man, I'm fucking old. Let me do my action stuff first so I can just go sit and be lazy. Okay. And hate Han Solo so much.
I'm going to read this part of this paragraph here. and I want to hear your eyes roll in the mic.
Okay.
Overall, this movie had 3 major plot points that progressed the overall saga forward. Luke dying, Kylo taking over the First Order, and Rey gaining access to old Jedi information. That's it.
It's all valuable though.
It's all valuable. Now,
First Order.
This is my argument for
Luke
why.
dying, not that big.
This is my argument for why this movie is less important than any of the prequels. Episode 1 had meeting of Anakin, the death of Qui-Gon, the introduction of Sith and the rule of 2, the beginnings of the politics surrounding the galaxy, and the actual war starting. Episode 2 has the introduction of the clones, who are massively important, the death of Anakin's mother, bringing him closer to the dark side, him falling in love with Padme, and the knowledge of how integral the Sith are with the droid army. And Episode 3 has Order 66, the destruction of all Jedi, and Anakin becoming Vader, Obi-Wan starting his training with Force Ghost Qui-Gon. That actually happens. They talk about at the end. People always forget that.
You want to hear my counter argument?
Yoda going into exile, Palpatine revealed as Sidious taking full control of the galaxy, etc., etc.
Want to hear my argument?
Huh.
All those movies suck and didn't need to be told.
Fair.
That's it. That's all I need to say.
That's the only argument.
Because that's the best one that defeats all of it.
That's the only argument that could defeat. No, but here's my argument though.
It doesn't matter.
This single movie is less important to the overall 9 movies that we're going to get than any of the prequels. Any of them individually. This individual movie is less important than any of the individuals.
By nature, were designed to over-explain everything, which is why they're so terrible. So of course, you just have more info in them. Of course, that's how it happens.
I don't know.
More words being said doesn't make them more interesting.
I'm not saying that.
No, that doesn't matter. That's what I mean. It's like these things have relevance. They have tons of relevance in their own trilogy.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That doesn't mean they have any less than the prequels do. If you want to be an ass about it, the prequels have more relevancy than any Star Wars movie besides those 3. Of course. That makes sense logically.
More things happen.
But
okay,
those things don't need to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even interesting movies.
Well,
that's why that doesn't matter to me.
It matters to me. I don't know why it matters to me. It does matter to me for some reason. I need to think about it more.
You don't even like those movies either.
No, I don't.
I hate them more than you do, but you don't even defend them. You'll defend parts, but you don't like them.
No, yeah, no, I defend.
You like them because they have information that makes you happy. It's a fanboy thing only.
Well, that and I actually do like the overall story that it tells.
Didn't even take 3 goddamn movies.
No, it didn't.
And it's told so shittily anyway.
No, I know. But I'm saying
sand is coarse, rough, it gets everywhere.
Yeah. Look, I know. Do it. All right. We all know that those movies are. I'm not defending the prequels. Jesus Christ.
But you cannot compare movies to the prequels lightly. You have to understand.
I know, and I look.
That's why
I just talked about this for like an hour and a half. Like I think I did a pretty good job of explaining the bad things of Episode 8. Right? Like this isn't a good movie. Like I don't think Episode 8 is a good movie, and I'm putting them. I think it's better than any of the prequels, right? But it's my order of my favorite Star Wars movies now go 5, 6, 4, right?
Thank God I didn't hear any of the prequels in that top 3.
No, I know.
I would have strangled you on podcast.
It's
over
5, 6, 4, 7, Rogue One, then
a dumpster,
then 8,
a dumpster, and then 8,
then 8,
the prequels,
and then the prequels. Like I so don't like 8. Like it's down there with the not like saying it's as bad as the prequels, but it's down there with those bad movies. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's for sure.
Huh?
It's better than Rogue One. That's for sure.
8?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well, because I don't like Rogue One.
I don't like it either.
I still don't like Rogue One.
I like it more than this movie.
I think about how much I don't like it when I try to remember, like, because people talk about how much I like that movie. It's really popular. And
I'm rewatching that movie. The more I rewatch that movie, the more I don't like that movie. I
rewatched it again, and I was like, I missed more things that I don't like about this movie.
Yeah, no.
And that usually doesn't happen. Usually if I don't like a movie, because I remember when we saw it, when we both talked about it, I only saw it once.
Yeah.
And usually when I see a movie the second time, whether I like it or don't like it, I usually am like a little bit nicer or a little less like positive about it. Just like I see more of like the movie as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But Rogue One, I was like, man, there's just more of just nothing in this movie that I don't care about.
Yeah.
So the only thing I like is that those Asian guys are kind of cool, I guess. Because they're literal Force monks.
Yeah.
Which is what the Force is based off of.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of neat.
I don't know.
I don't know their fucking names.
I don't know either. I know Jyn Erso.
Who?
She's the main character.
Who?
In Rogue One.
Oh, the girl who's the daughter of the Sith?
No.
Engineer guy?
There you go. Engineer.
Fucking, I don't remember.
Yeah.
God, that movie fucking blows.
It's not good. I think it's better than this movie.
I disagree, but that's fine. This movie's a big old mess.
Yeah.
But it's a mess
Yeah.
that has some tasty treats in it.
Yes, there are cool parts in
There's
this
some
movie.
tasty treats
And like you were saying before, like off mic on the before we started the podcast, it's kind of cool how divisive this movie is.
Yeah. I like people arguing about Star Wars, not just going, episode 7 sucks because it's the new one.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that kind of baby
there's a black.
shit. Yeah, there's a black or a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
It challenges me as an insecure white man. That bullshit.
No, yeah.
It's actually talking about what they like and don't like about a movie.
Yes.
Which in the general public, you don't hear.
Nope.
Not usually.
Which I like. I like discourse. I like conversations.
Well, I like civil discourse.
I like civil discourse. You're right.
And it should be civil when it's about media.
I like dialectics and debates, and they're all good.
As long as you don't threaten people's lives over not liking a movie.
Yeah, as long as you don't call. Yeah, there you go. I think that's it.
I think I might want to watch this movie again, like when it's cheap to see.
Yeah, for free. I'll watch it when it's on Netflix.
No, like when it's like a $5 thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Just be like, what do I see in this movie that I like, and what do I see that I hate more?
Yeah, no, I
Because
definitely.
it's such a long movie.
I definitely want to see it again.
I have to see it again, sometime.
We've done 2 hours.
It's been a big old podcast.
I'm gonna stop now because I gotta edit this.
Yeah, you gotta edit, and I gotta not talk anymore.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, everybody. If you stuck around, holy fuck.
Yeah, you guys are good boys.
I love you.
Bye.